you guys. You know, James King and his band.
It's the Bob and Tom Show.
You must come early, you must stay late. I love the race. Too damn hot or too damn cold. I love the race. Will it be wet? Will it be dry? I love the race. And you can never find a decent parking place. Oh, I love the race. Have a hot dog, have a beer. I love the race. Tattoo, a Speedway logo on your face. Goodyear blimp in the air. I love the race. And that Paul Newman over there. I love the race. 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 In a suite or a suit, love the race. Girls in halter tops, I love the race. Gentlemen, start your engines, I love the race. I'm going back again this year, I love the race. I love the race. Oh, I love the race. Oh yeah! I love the race. Oh yeah! I love the race. I love the race. Oh yeah! I love the race.
Hello, it's race day. Zoom, 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 zoom.
You mean, hello, it's race day.
Okay.
Can you have some positivity?
We've
at
got
all? Just
some.
a little
We've got
bit?
some issues. We'll get her in. We always do.
we
It's the
always
Bob
do.
and Tom Show. Historic race day broadcast.
Oh, that's right.
Christmas morning.
Same thing.
Same thing, baby. Woohoo!
For a lot of people.
I got
Check my house.
nothing today for Christmas morning. Oh no, it's not really. Or the race. You exchange gifts on race day morning? No?
We have flags all over our plants out front.
Yeah.
And I've got a huge flag on my mailbox.
I have flags
So
all
you-
over my house,
so
all
you-
over the driveway, and
Tom went all out. He put a flag on his mailbox.
oh, that's very nice. of you,
Yeah.
Tom.
I shouldn't talk. I don't decorate for anything. So
Yeah, no, I got the big Indy 500 logo flag on my mailbox. Then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
the last banner.
I've got 12 checkered flags in my planters.
The last banner I had. I lived in Broad Ripple, and it was for Hardee's, and it was Pancho Carter's car.
Whoa.
That's the last banner I had.
I'm
Yeah.
impressed.
Yeah.
Oh. Hey, by the way, for what we were talking about,
And I went out and saw Pancho qualify. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
he came in third.
Third in what?
The thing I was talking about off the air, when I found out that Gordon Johncock was a nickname. Apparently Gordy was the Don Draper of the.
I love Gordon Johncock. The stories about him are legendary, right? I mean, he was just too crazy to lift, like ever.
There you go.
Yeah.
So anyway, today the 108th running of the Indianapolis 500. Thank you so much.
I've seen every one of them.
Thank you very so much for
You're
joining
a
us.
big fat liar.
We have a bunch of cool stuff we've actually already posted. We did a number of interviews with some of the drivers. There's some really cool, interesting things we learned. A lot of fun stuff.
Drew Powell was here Friday for what we call Carb Day around here, and he looked at me and he said, "Yeah, I was out there with Tom at the track for Media Day."
Sure.
And Tom comes up to me and he goes, "I can't believe how many media are here today." And Drew said, "Tom, it's media day."
Yeah,
I have to say, Drew killed it with Just a Mario.
yes, he did.
And we're gonna hear that.
Oh, good.
Drew Powell is a very fine actor, and he hails from Central Indiana, Lebanon, Indiana.
Lebanon Tiger, baby.
Oh, that's what they're the Tigers.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Drew was last seen in
The State Farm commercial.
Yes, he's the guy in the State Farm commercial with the two brothers.
Yes.
Lopez brothers, Robin and Brooke. They're both 7 feet tall.
And a great job on Curb.
And he was on Curb Your Enthusiasm. And
It's State Farm, Tom.
what did I say?
He said State Farm because I said State Farm.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
how it-
Okay, you mean because
And he was in Ordinary Angels, a great movie.
You ran through all the other insurance companies on
before you
Carb
got
Day.
the right
I know
one.
that.
because this is America. I said Liberty Mutual.
No,
And,
I think
do
you
they
said
have to-
Allstate.
Do they have to pay? Do they have to pay rights fees to do those commercials in front of the Statue of Liberty?
I don't think so. I think it's eminent domain.
Is it really?
I think
Yes,
so.
really? Quid pro quo?
That's right.
Let's throw out some semi-Latin stuff
There
here.
you go.
Filet, no, that's not it.
What were you going to say?
Gordon
Carpe diem.
Looking for a
Johncock.
good fillet?
Filete.
So, in any event, the biggest news story, of course, is the weather. And the question is, can they get the race in? A couple actual facts. 101 laps would be enough to be technically a race, right?
Correct.
So it looks like there's going to be one wave of rain, possibly
Around noon.
possibly a break, followed by
Severe storms later in the evening. Like
But between those two waves, there's a window. And here's my idea.
what's that?
What's that?
And yes, I've often been called an idiot by those who know.
Yep.
But I say, thank you,
Whoa.
Grace. I say, let's just put it out right now. Start the race later, and the whole thing, because you don't want to get everybody out there and put them in the grandstand, and they have to get out. They have to get down and go into their cars.
A bad idea. Do we have a phone call?
Let's go to Willie at the track.
Okay, I think we have Willie at the track right now.
Wilbur!
Oh, there we go. There he is. Hey, Willie.
Hey, gang, how we doing? Good to talk to you.
Good to
Hey, we
see
can
ya.
even see you. That's awesome.
Yeah, we're here at the 108th running of the Indy 500. You guys, I have a fun fact for you. In 1911, the first Indy 500, the average car of the winning car's average speed was 74 miles per hour. This year, that is the same speed my dad drives through stop signs on Dean Road. If you come to the track today, you'll see wide-eyed kids, finance guys in golf polos, and hippies wearing tie-dye with their long hair. This place looks like a monster truck rally crashed into Bonnaroo.
Yeah.
Absolutely electric.
Absolutely electric.
Willie G on the grounds of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Is that a Corvette behind you?
It is a Corvette behind me. This is the place where everyone tells their friends, hey, meet me by that big Corvette.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone is here at the exact same time.
Oh, yeah, and
Yep.
the Pagoda Majestic
Pagoda.
there in the background. Yeah.
Go to Plaza, they call that.
Oh, that's beautiful. And those Corvettes, there will be a Corvette pacing the race.
That's correct. There will.
And this is the hybrid. Is that right? It's got a little electricity
Yes,
involved. in
half
it?
gas, half corn.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Well, that's a good Hoosier thing.
Right? Corn, yeah.
Corn-fed vet.
That is the electric vet right there, isn't it? The complete.
That is badass. That's a great shape to it, right?
You know, Willie, we're going to be checking in with you in various spots on the grounds of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway as people are filing in.
Let's not let him get away. First of all, Willie, I've always been more or less a casual Pacer fan, but I know that you are a little bit more passionate. But my condolences with the Celtics taking a 3-0 lead last night.
Last night was tough.
Winning game
Chick,
3.
we're here at the Indy 500, and last night the Indy 500 was the amount of money and the city that I lost basketball betting.
Yes, sir. Yes,
For the bets today, I'm really hoping that Graham Rahal can pull it off. If Graham Rahal wins, it'll be the first father-son duo that has ever won since Al Unser and Al Jr.
Huh.
And much like Graham Rahal, the only reason I'm here at the track today is because of my last name. Good talking to you guys. I'll check in later on.
Thank you. Thank you, Willie. G.
Willie.
Son number 2, Willie G is a stand-up comedian based out of
funny.
Chicago. We're going to be talking with Doug Bowles in about 5 minutes. So I think we might want to take a quick break here.
All right.
Doug Bowles is the czar, El Presidente
Yes.
of the Indianapolis Motors.
Andy, his name is also a sentence.
Doug Bolt. Yes, he does. And he's got a
Doug
very
Bowles.
good average.
Tuesday nights.
His wife
Yes.
plays pickleball. Doug Bowles, his wife plays pickleball. We should probably wait to insult him until he's on the
Yeah,
air.
we probably
Okay,
should,
good. What's going on over there, Christy Lee?
Oh, well, you can celebrate your most memorable moments at Indy's favorite destination for fine jewelry and watches. Since 1919, Reese Nichols has been the go-to jeweler in Indianapolis, and they sponsor this broadcast. Of course, we're all excited about today's race, but did you know Reese Nichols is the place to go for all those special dates coming up? Graduations, Father's Day, and of course, all the birthdays and anniversaries in your life. Check out their spring gifting guide on the website. There's a dazzling array of gifts for every occasion, preference, and budget. Reese Nichols, you'll find that online at reesenichols.com, or experience the luxury for yourself right there in the store at 2 locations, US 31 in Greenwood or 86th Street near Keystone.
Now, you got to be honest, Christy.
What?
You just whipped out your credit card and
Yes,
you bought
I did.
a little something at Reese Nichols, the Indy 500 commemorative watch, the new one from Tag Heuer.
Oh, yeah, it was a huge hit.
I thought you were
They
going to say it was a huge hit on my credit card.
Well, no.
They're
was,
gorgeous.
They are very
You got
nice.
one for your husband?
I did for his birthday.
Oh, you think
and
you're going to get
anniversary.
laid? That'd be nice, right?
Do you mind?
Huh?
Could you?
Well, that's why a guy would get it for his wife.
Really, that's the only reason.
Come see, comes out. Quid pro quo, Tom.
I think come
He's
see,
very
come saw
happy.
may be French. I thought
I
we were
don't-
talking
I believe
Latin
he's
here.
wearing it to the race today.
Oh, well, tonight, right?
Okay, thank you very much. Weather permitting. By the way.
Yes.
Weather, showers, and thunderstorms likely today, high 76. We'll be back with more weather.
It'll be wet tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Q90 500 traffic.
And now, Christian, I want you to pronounce the way you pronounce your last name in Denmark.
Christian Lundgaard.
Lungo.
Lundgaard.
Lungo.
Wow, how do you like it pronounced in English?
Well, I've heard it for too many years. I've kind of just gotten on with it.
Do you like Loon or Lun or Gard or Gate?
Honestly, it doesn't matter now. Nowadays, everybody's different. You know, there's so many different nationalities here in IndyCar as well.
That's true.
So Rosenquist is pretty easy.
Yeah.
Blomqvist is pretty easy.
Yeah.
And then you have Lundgaard. Lundgaard.
Lungo.
How many Danes are there? The two?
There's 2.5.
Who's the half?
Who's the half?
Newgarden.
Oh, right.
Newgarden's mom's Danish.
That's right. I forgot.
And last year we had Benjamin Peterson.
That's, man.
He's Danish.
And
You were the first Dane.
First full Dane, yes.
Full Dane. Yeah. Full Dane.
I've got
Yeah,
my-
we only count full day.
Yeah.
No one wants to go the half day.
I will say Joseph doesn't even speak Danish,
Yeah,
so he
get
doesn't
outta
qualify.
Here. Get out of here.
Now, my only Danish question is, you know who Niels Bohr is, right?
Who?
The most famous physicist, the teacher of
Yes.
Niels
J. Robert Oppenheimer. Niels Bohr.
Niels Bohr?
Yeah.
Yes.
How
Christian knew it.
about Bent Larson,
Get bent.
chess player?
I'm just saying, you're just saying the most common names right now.
Well, so I had this conversation about Danish pancakes and how they're the best pancakes in the world. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I learned something very recently from Marcus Ericsson's wife, because she's also Danish.
Yep.
They have to put beer in pancakes.
That's what it is.
And I'm like,
I thought it was the
you're
vanilla.
not putting beer in pancakes. And she's like, yeah.
It's malt. I thought it was vanilla, but maybe it's the beer. I'm trying to figure out what the secret thing is because they have.
Well,
them in
I don't even
Solvang.
know anymore.
I know, exactly. If you don't know, what do I? But they are great, thin, so
yep.
good, so good.
Dave going to be here?
I think so, yeah.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask that question. Like, do you have any David Letterman stories? Is he?
I do have one, which is pretty funny, and I don't know if he was just trying to take the piss out of me or if he was being serious.
Yeah.
In St. Pete last year, because me and Jack had swapped cars, so I was in the 30 Shield car in 2022, and Jack was in the Hy-V car for 2023. We swapped, so I was in the 45 car. We show up in St. Pete. David's here. We're on the grid. He comes up to me and he shakes my hand and he says, "How are you doing, Jack Harvey?" And to this date, I'm still not sure.
You're not sure?
Because he's also the character who would be able to pull it off.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
absolutely
no.
Yep.
That's good.
Someday you have to ask him.
I think I asked him in Barber, but I don't remember what the result.
That feels like a letter.
One little footnote. I heard, I don't know if this is true or not. You know the famous story about Paul Newman getting the Volvo and putting the super horsepower engine in it? Remember this story?
I've never heard it.
The actor Paul Newman, who did the movie Winning, and he famously bought like a Volvo and had it, entirely souped up, or I think he might have done it with a Volkswagen also. But I was wondering, I'd heard a rumor that Letterman had actually bought that. I don't know.
Letterman, I know from the Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, they took his, it was a station wagon that they take out, and it is incredibly loud. And they took it out, I think they were in New York, and they took it down, the express.
That may be.
It's a grocery getter that is souped up.
Yeah, if you Google Paul Newman,
I don't know if it's the same car, but it's
and it's out there. And
I'm sure he has a few cars.
Yeah. He probably does.
But if you have one that looks like,
I know Graham's got a couple. Just
Yeah.
But if you have one that looks like a family truck store, Volvo,
it is. It looks like you're going to Whole Foods. And then it's.
I'd like to ask him if he's got that thing.
There we go.
In any event, thank you so much.
Nice job.
Thanks, guys.
Hey guys, Santino Ferrucci here, driving at the number 14 AJ Foyt Racing Homes for Troops Chevrolet. We're here at the Indianapolis 500. We just want to give a shout out to Homes for Troops. They build custom housing for veterans that have fought, that have disabilities, and they pay for the whole house. They pay for all the monthly expenses. They really take care of our troops when they come back from fighting overseas. So it is a fantastic organization, one of the best you can donate to.
Hi, this is Christy Lee from The Bob and Tom Show. Thanks for watching this morning's show. To listen, just go to bobandtom.com. Check out the list for a station near you, or stream the online radio station on our website and the Bob and Tom app. The Bob and Tom Show, on air, on app, and on demand.
Out that I'm 25 down. Now, is that good news or bad news? Well, if it's 25 pounds, then yeah, that's good news. And how did that happen? Premier Weight Loss. Premier Weight Loss is weight loss injections. That means I get to use Zepbound. That's the drug made and approved by Eli Lilly. Not only that, I get Zepbound right at the Premier Weight Loss location in Carmel. It's always in stock, and it's always way cheaper than what it would cost at my pharmacy. Now, does 25 down mean I'll be in turn 4 romping around in a cheeky bikini? No. It's not because I don't look good. It's because I know better. Premier Weight Loss. Read all about it at pwlindy.com. That's pwlindy.com. Or just Google Premier Weight Loss.
718 Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show. Here's Tom.
Well, thank you very much. I think we're going to go right to, there he is. Look at that handsome guy. That's Doug Bowles, the president of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Good morning, sir. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us. How are you today?
I'm good, other than the rain we're watching. But it is race day, so it's kind of like Christmas, right?
Yeah. And I understand that the big concern is lightning. Can you give me your take on that?
Correct. Yeah, so if it was just rain coming through, I don't think we'd worry about it as much. Obviously, we want people to have a great time, and you can do that in just the rain. But this storm coming through does have some lightning, so for us, that's the biggest concern, and we want to make sure everybody's safe. So we're just going to continue to monitor it, and as it gets closer, I think we'll continue to make sure we keep folks safe. And at some point in time, if we need to, we're going to ask people to leave the grandstand. So I'm just asking people to keep paying attention to the weather. If you're at home, maybe just hang at home until you see a little bit better what's going to happen here. And if you're out here, just keep paying attention. And at some point in time, we may need you to leave the grandstands. The hardest part for me is the place is so big, and people park a mile away. So I need them to really think about, okay, here's where I feel comfortable, and maybe you need to go back to your car before we think it's at the time. But we'll keep looking at it. But we're not waiting for an 8-mile radius. It's going to be something that we're going to let people know long ahead of time if they need to leave the grandstands.
You said something interesting this morning during your first initial press conference. You said this isn't like a kid's soccer game. We're gonna. It's not an 8-mile radius. Okay, we need to get. Yeah.
Doug, on a positive note,
it's true. I mean, we've all been to those games, right? Where you sit around, there's a lightning strike 8 miles, and you'd have to wait for 30 minutes. But it's 100 people you're trying to get to make a decision where they're going to go. Yeah. This is a lot different. So I think we're going to. We could be as much as an hour out probably before we decide, and that's the biggest challenge because it still could look like it looks right now, which is beautiful. It's a beautiful morning right now, but we know now somewhere in the middle of Illinois is this storm that continues to come this way. Although I've seen models where it breaks up, and we all know that's the challenge. We know how Indiana weather is, right? In 2019, we were told we're never going to get the race, and it's going to rain all day, and it didn't rain at all. So we're just trying to give it every opportunity we can, but at some point in time, we may have to pivot a little bit.
Hey, on a positive note, there's a photograph out there of a whole bunch of the winners of the Indianapolis 500 in the new jackets. Can you explain that tradition? Yep. It's a brand new one.
It's awesome.
It is. And we're all familiar with the Masters, the green jacket at the Masters, and something that actually Roger Penske thought, hey, why don't we do something similar? And so we ended up with a blue jacket with the wing and wheel logo on the side of it, and their names are embroidered inside of it, the years they won, and then photos of the material with photos of their cars on it when they won the Indianapolis 500. And we had 23 of those drivers here the other day as we presented them their jackets, had a big photo taken with them. And we had last night, I think, 8 of the drivers checked their jackets out and took them to events last night. So it's pretty fun to see these former winners wearing a jacket and just having some fun with it, and proud of the fact they're winners.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. And I wonder if, do you think that's the most, the largest gathering ever of former winners of the Indianapolis 500?
Well, I don't know if it's the most. I know in 2011 when they had the 100th running, and in 2009 when they had the 100th anniversary, we had a lot of the drivers here. But in recent memory, for sure, that's the most we've had in one spot.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And a very classy looking jacket. Cool. Yeah. Doug Bowles.
Yeah, I would have gone for a lighter blue just to make it different. But I think it turned out to be fine. I think people are pretty excited about it.
I think it's great that you're.
And I wasn't kidding. I would have gone for a lighter blue just so it stood out a little bit more. But that's okay.
Are you wearing a checkered tie or anything relatively loud?
I'm not. I'm just kind of wearing a blue.
Nice blue jacket.
I wore a really loud suit yesterday for Parade Day, and I got a lot of comments. Either people loved it or hated it. And it was like a plaid thing with like 3 different blues in it, and it was definitely loud. But it's Parade Day, and for Parade Day, I'm trying to make it a little bit more fun, so it fit really well for Parade Day. I was a little worried when I put it on that it might not be Penske perfect, and when Roger saw me, he just kind of looked at me and kind of shook his head. But I still have my job today, so that's good.
Oh, well, we didn't want to fire you before the race.
I saw you in the parade. You looked dashing. It was very nice.
Yeah, we had a great time. The parade was great, and we saw you as well. Beth and I saw you, which was good. And I think we were still sitting in our cars when we saw you. We both got a little tired of sitting, and so we got out and walked, which I know is against the rules. And so far, I haven't been fined yet, but I think at some point in time we will be.
We're speaking with Doug Bowles, and you want to explain to Mr. Bowles that his name is a sentence and how we finish it?
Yes, Doug. There are many people whose names are sentences, and Doug is one of them. Yeah. Doug Bowles. It is.
And his wife plays pickleball.
And I'm not very good at it.
Okay. Now, do you guys have a pool at work? To pick the winner?
I don't think they can comment. Well, maybe they can. Hell, they're gambling now? What the heck?
Yeah. If they have one, they haven't told me about it. Probably lose one, and they've hidden it. So,
that's the right answer.
Well, Doug, last night I was in a campground last night at midnight where a group sings Back Home Again in Indiana, and I joined their pool. In fact, I'm looking over. I didn't have any cash, so the guy that hangs out and helps me, Bill Barnett, I had to borrow $10 from him. He's looking at me now. I bring it up, going, "Hey, man, you still owe me $10." So I got to remember to pay him back today.
Okay, thanks, Doug. Have a great day.
Have a great race day.
All right, you guys too.
Thank
so much.
you.
Thanks, Doug.
That is Doug Bowles, once again the president of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and as he said, they're keeping an eye on the weather. And
showers and thunderstorms are likely today. Some could be strong and severe, so we will keep an eye on that with a high of 76.
Interestingly enough, the FCC has waived the anti-cursing regulations today.
Have they?
Meteorologists can describe the Indianapolis weather forecast.
Is that right?
The same way
interesting.
AJ Foyt once.
I can see it.
Once described his car as a tub of.
Yeah,
Can you see it in Tom's eyes? He wants to tell us he's kidding because he thinks we're going to take that seriously
Of
and
course.
start cussing.
Oh, yeah.
Aren't you?
I'm just hoping that other people do. Yeah, it's going to be rough. So we'll see what happens. But it could break up. But right now the forecast is fairly grim.
First wave supposed to hit 12:30, 12:45, somewhere in the noon hour, and the only question is how long that wave's going to last, and then the second wave later this evening. So we will see what we will see.
Okay. Now, we have a lot of stuff to get to. Other guests today will include Mayor Joe Hogsett, Governor Eric Holcomb. We're going to talk with Mark Janes in just a few minutes, the voice of the Indianapolis 500. We have a whole bunch of interviews that were performed, let's see, about Thursday.
Media Day.
Media Day. No, wait a minute. It was Thursday. I can't even remember. I was there.
Old Carb Day. See, we're old timers. It still registers in my brain. Carb Day's Thursday.
Exactly.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's weird.
We had a great time on Carb Day, Friday.
Oh, you know who I ran into on Carb Day after the show? The First Lady of Motor Racing, Linda Vaughn.
No kidding.
She said to say hello to all of you. She was looking great, and she was very happy to be at the Speedway.
Well, where
There
else
you
would
go.
she be?
Now, we did our show on Carb Day from the Dallara IndyCar factory.
Yes.
Right there on Main Street, Speedway, Indiana. And had a great crowd. And yesterday, Willie and I had coffee in Broad Ripple.
Yeah.
And
Because coffee is out there, it's not available at your house.
Right.
That's correct. I do not make coffee at my house.
Right.
We were enjoying a cup of coffee. And as I was leaving, I'm walking through the streets of Broad Ripple. Now, you may find this hard to believe. I couldn't remember where I'd parked my car.
Oh, really?
So I was sort of...
Well, I think we should add to, a lot of times you can't remember what car you're driving as well.
It's either the Suburban, well, they're both white.
Right.
In any event, but so a guy drives by,
right,
leans up the window and goes, "Hey, Tom." He goes, "I came all the way from Albuquerque to watch your show on Carb Day."
Oh, that's
so
cool. That's cool.
I had him pull over, and he and his wife came here from Albuquerque.
You had him pull over.
Well, sure, they wanted. I wasn't going to. I would have him block traffic while we
Maybe
chatted.
he just wanted to say hi, not really talk.
Oh no, we had a great chat.
I can't imagine. The guy looks, oh, God, he wants us to pull over, hon. What do I do now?
He came all the way from Albuquerque to watch our show and then to obviously go to the 108th running of the Indianapolis 500.
Did you give him a picture and stuff?
Yeah, we took a picture, Chad and his wife, a beautiful woman, a Navajo heritage.
Okay. Yeah.
And we talked about Albuquerque. And do we have Mark right now? Okay, Mark Janes joins us, the voice of the Indianapolis. There we go.
There's Mark.
Hey, there he is.
Hey, Mark.
Photo op.
Yeah.
Photo op for your social media thing.
Nice.
Now, your
perfect face for radio, so I don't know about the photo op.
your voice will be heard all over the world today for the 108th running of the Indianapolis 500. How many stations do you know?
Well, the number of actual stations has dropped over the years. I think it's still well over 200. But I mean, with all of the various outlets that we're on,
Right.
it's really hard to gauge the audience. But as you suggest, it is worldwide, and it's a heck of an opportunity, also responsibility. But none of us would trade it for anything in the world.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great day. We're hoping that the rain stays away. Now, in the event of a rain delay, do you stay on the air?
Yeah, for as long as we can. I mean, we have some things already in the can, if you will. We've got some excerpts from last year's race and some pretty cool vignettes that we've done throughout the course of the month. We do have, as part of our pre-race show, a fascinating conversation between Paul Page and Johnny Rutherford. This is the 50th anniversary of JR's first win, and he and Paul talk about his 3 wins here at the 500 and kind of recap his history here at the Speedway. So that's a great conversation. We'll have that for folks as well.
Nice.
All right.
I know nothing about your broadcasting background, Mark, but when there's a rain delay in Major League Baseball, everybody sits around and tells stories. So maybe you guys could do that. Yeah.
Well, none of us are very interesting. So we would want to share any of that with you guys or not. I mean, collectively, we're just above average, and we all strive very hard to be that. So, it's no. There are some fascinating stories because I was talking to somebody a few minutes ago from the paper. I'm Monrovia, Indiana native, and our local paper is doing a story on the broadcast today. And I think collectively between me, Nick Hillman in 1, Michael Young in 2, Jake Query in 3, and Chris Christianarian for. I mean, we're closed in on 100 years collectively doing this as a broadcast team, and
wow,
you do accumulate some stories over that period of time for sure.
Now, do you have a pronunciation chart? Have you memorized? There's a couple names that are pretty tricky.
Well, as we discussed this last year, Tom, and again, it's Rahal, R-A-H-A-L, Ram Rahal. But no, and our secret is that if you're confused by, well, we have an advantage because during our pre-race, we do driver intros, and we have the driver pronounce their name, say their name in their home country. And so we have that to play off of, and we have a pronunciation guide. But if it's a particularly difficult name, we just say it real fast, and it's hard to tell if we're mispronouncing it.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
It's Romain Grosjean.
Yes.
Grosjean.
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 Yeah.
But if they're going 200 plus miles an hour, it becomes Romain Grosjean.
Perfect. That's right. That's right. So Jake's out of turn 3, Tom, and you're in his place. So get out here so you can take over turn 3.
There you go. Turn 3.
We're speaking with the voice of the Indianapolis 500, Mark James. Well, you have a great race. You do a tremendous job. We love listening to you. There's a tradition for a lot of people.
Yep.
Just to, if they can't make it to the race, they're in the backyard barbecuing, listening to Mark and the great team that you've got. So thanks for your time. I know how busy you are. Have a great time today.
Well, you guys are a race day tradition, and it's an honor and a privilege to be a part of your show. So thanks for asking me. I appreciate it.
Oh,
okay.
Thank you, Mark.
Oh, thanks,
What if Mark could come do sports?
I beg your pardon?
Hey, thanks, Mark. We'll see you.
All right, take care.
There's nothing, there are a few things that are more Hoosier than the backyard, a grill, listen to the race on the radio. I guess ranch dressing and tenderloins. Yeah.
Tenderloins, yeah.
Tenderloins.
Got to have a track tenderloin.
You don't like ranch? You don't
I don't like ranch dressing. You know
I
that.
question you're a Hoosier.
I know.
Mark has one of those.
Question my Hoosier?
Yeah, I do.
Mark James has one of those great play-by-play voices.
Yes, he does.
I don't think any of us could ever do anything even remotely.
I beg your pardon, Tom. I could do that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to the greatest spectacle in racing.
Proving my point.
Huh?
I thought you did play-by-play for sure.
He did announcing at the Colts game.
I did play-by-play when I was a baby broadcaster in Piqua, Ohio for a couple of years, actually. Yeah. And, yes, I did play-by-play, but I mostly did color, actually, adding color.
Yes, flavor.
I did play-by-play one time, but I got real confused.
That's my point.
Yeah, the color was much more my style.
I can't think and talk at the same time.
Oh, speaking of Flavor Flav was in the parade yesterday with Will Power on his truck. That was pretty funny.
Oy!
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
The great thing about hanging with Flavor Flav is you always know what time it is.
Sure you do. He had the clock.
Does he wear a watch?
I don't think that clock is set, though.
I don't think it is either. And it wasn't as big as
In other words, it's
is.
right twice a day. That's it.
It wasn't near as big as back in the day.
And
but.
Flavor Flav is a famous hip-hop artist. Is that correct?
Sure.
Because I have to be honest, I'm not familiar with his work.
Do you think he...
Public Enemy?
Weren't he and Brigitte Nielsen a couple?
I think they were. Yeah.
And you think that was a real thing or like a manufactured TV show?
It was a TV show, but it lasted a few years.
You think they actually had sex is my question.
I don't
Well, he
care.
was on top.
I don't care.
She'd kill him. She's like 6'8".
Maybe that's why the clock isn't on, because it'd be awfully embarrassing if he rolls off and she goes, well, minute 20.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, last night, not real quick, but some of us want to forget about it as quickly as we can. Drew Holiday converted a go-ahead three-point play, added a key steal in the final seconds of regulation. And the Celtics post a 114-111 win over the Pacers last night after Indiana up by 18.
How is this possible?
In Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals. And now the Celtics...
2 out of 3,
They call this a commanding 3-0 lead. And Game 4 is Monday night at the Field House. And of course, Tyrese Halliburton, there's question, not only was he out yesterday, but rumors are that you've seen the last of him in the series. Yeah. Probably
They played a lot of the season without him, though.
He was injured, yeah.
He was injured a lot with that same
injury.
hamstring.
Yeah.
So
now
they stepped up. They looked good. It was so close.
Our special broadcast today is brought to you by our friends at Silac Insurance. We're going to be hearing more about Silac. In fact, we're going to be playing shortly the famous Chick McGee quiz for Silac Insurance, so we can certainly look forward to that. Christy,
Sweeping the country.
can you read the official forecast one more time? And once
Yes.
again, you're allowed to curse, according to the FCC. I received a memo. I didn't get that memo?
I'm not going to be cursing.
that was-
Showers and thunderstorms likely. Thunderstorms could be strong, possibly severe during the afternoon hours. So we must keep an eye on the radar. Large hail, damaging winds. The high today will be 76. Thunderstorms overnight. Few storms could be severe, a low of 62. And then for Monday, partly cloudy with a high of 75. So if there's a rain out, looks like tomorrow will be a good day for a race.
And we got a lot of T's to cross and I's to dot because a lot of people are out of town. So tomorrow would be if today's a total wash.
Once again, to make the race official, they only have to go
101 laps.
101 laps.
And also, as I understand it, if a racer, any of the can't be in their cars, Jess Hooker, because she rode the two-seater, she will be the next driver in the race. But she has to start 33rd.
Yeah.
But that only makes sense.
There's a couple of interesting things going on, including Kyle Larson is in theory going to do the NASCAR IndyCar double, which has been done a handful of times. I think the last time it was Kurt Busch in 2014. And the idea would be...
Did Tony do it?
Tony did it.
Tony did
John
it twice.
Andretti was the first one to do it, wasn't he?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
John Andretti did it in 94.
Yeah.
And God, I miss him. What
Me too.
He was...
We love you, Johnny.
He was the nicest person ever to get into an IndyCar.
Always.
And a terrific broadcaster.
His whole family's the nicest people you'll ever meet. Gosh.
But yeah, John did it 94. And again, if you're the idea would be run the Indy... in a perfect world, win the Indy.
And keep the car in the Indy car and drive to Carolina.
No, see, that would be the greatest, clip in sports.
Yeah. Kind of a gumball rally.
You'd have to have several pit crews.
Yeah.
And some jet fuel.
Yes.
The idea is you hop on a private jet and then...
make it down to the Carolinas and run.
And believe it or not,
Go
there's
close, 600.
another bizarre wrinkle in this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a possibility that one of the presidential candidates might be attending that race, and that might delay.
Oh God!
I'm not kidding.
Oh, because of security.
Because of security, which would be crazy. Anyway, and then there's the whole issue of what would happen if Kyle Larson didn't drive today. They could put someone else in the car, and there was some speculation that it could be Tony Kanaan, and then I cannot find a straight answer for this.
You should have asked Doug Bowles. That's what we should have done.
I'm going to ask.
He might not be able to.
I've read three different versions of what could happen, and I don't know why it's and I can't find it even on the Indianapolis 500 official website. So,
by the way, from Indianapolis to the Carolinas, 452 miles. So it's just another 500.
Yeah.
It'd take 2 hours, right? I mean, if you catch the lights.
That'd be a cool kind of secret race, where if you guys decide to do that, a la Burt Reynolds,
Smokey and the Bandit?
The Smokey and the Bandit.
Cannonball, or the Cannonball Run. Or,
Cannonball Run. Sorry, that's correct.
You know, Joe Theismann was in Cannonball Run 2.
Was he?
That's the only thing he's asked me not to talk about.
It's one of the rare sequels. It's like The Godfather 2, almost as good, if not better.
I never heard of that.
Cannonball Run 2? No. Oh, yeah, there's no reason you should.
In any event, the Kyle Larson thing, I guess the most likely scenario is the young guy, I think he's 19, that got knocked out at the last minute of the on qualifications. So we'll try to get a solid answer for that. But Kyle Larson's a great driver. It'd be really interesting to see what happens with that. Right now, is it time to play our game?
It could be. Yes, I'm ready.
It's a round of The Answer Is Always Check, Please, sponsored by our friends at Silac. Just answer check, please. Can you do that, Mr. McGee?
I can. This is my game. Yes, check, please.
You're not supposed to ad-lib. You're just supposed to say check, please.
Check, please.
Okay. It's time to play check, please. Can you do that, Mr. McGee?
Check, please.
That's I like a guy that can obey orders. Then you're supposed to say check, please.
Check, please.
Okay, so you're having dinner at an expensive restaurant.
Yeah.
You've got 12 of your employees. After dinner, does Chick McGee, what do you never say?
Evidently, check, please.
Yeah, implying that you're not going to pick
I'm
up
a cheapskate.
This is correct. So now here, how about this one? You're retiring. You sign up for an annuity from our friends at Silac And then once a month, what do you say?
Check, please.
Correct again, although technically you could, if you want to make your life even easier and avoid that tiresome walk to your mailbox, you could have that put into direct deposit from our friends at Silac.
Boom.
Go to the Silac website. Everything you need to know is right there. Visit Silac. That's SILAC. INS, Silac Insurance. SilacINS.com/Bob and Tom. That's SILACINS.com/Bob and Tom. Silac Insurance Company. Remember, just say check, please.
Check, please.
SilacINS.com/Bob and Tom. And Silac is bringing you this special broadcast of this, which is the Bob and Tom Show.
Q90 500 traffic.
30th Street traffic stopped in both directions eastbound.
Okay, now help me out. I want you to pronounce your name exactly the way you want it said.
Oh, my goodness. You ready?
No.
Romain Grosjean.
Romain Grosjean.
Okay, well, now that you've...
I've been good.
Yeah, Romain Grosjean. Yes, I learned my good buddy Simon Pagino. Simon, thank you. Simon, see, and that's the problem. See, I end up going back to my American roots, but it's not right. Simon Pagino and Romain Grosjean.
Grosjean. Grosjean.
It's not that hard. It means Big John, by the way.
It rhymes with only French word I know.
We had Linus with his penis, and we have Big John.
With fromage.
With fromage.
Fromage, yes.
Is that close? Is that close?
Yes,
that
cheese.
means a large
Fromage,
cheese.
absolutely.
We were talking about unusual things you might do race morning. Do you like not eat? Do you eat? Do you do a sensible shake, 4 cups of coffee and a shot? What's your thing?
A lot of coffee and I eat, brother. I'm French, so I eat anytime. Even when I'm sick, I eat.
Wait, I guess I'm French. Hang on a second.
Wow.
I didn't realize that till right now. Yeah.
That's a good excuse.
Exactly. That's great. But so is it like, I mean, you must be naturally wired on the morning of Indy 500, right? You're already
Well, first thing first, they go with the cannon. The cannon goes off at 6 a.m. So
Are you awake
the
before
old
that?
bus moves so much, you jump like. I mean, it's unreal.
Are you awake before that though?
No.
That
Absolutely, I
wakes you
sleep
up.
so much.
Yeah.
I sleep, and then it goes off, and then you jump in your bed. What's going on?
Are you in a trailer?
I'm on the trailer.
Yeah. Is it in the no smoking area, or being French, do you have a smoking section?
No smoking. Yeah, no smoking. The only thing I smoke is meat.
Okay,
and tires,
hence
I guess.
the eating thing.
I love it.
That's great.
Any shenanigans in the bus lot this year?
Listen, it's been very quiet.
That's too bad.
I know. We're losing all the fun here.
Yeah.
We're being too professional and serious.
Well, welcome to our show.
Behind me is the infield of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I'm here to give you some of the fashion do's and don'ts of the biggest party at the race. Let's talk footwear on race day. You want to wear something comfortable, something you can walk in, something not too expensive. My choice, the Nike Air Monarchs. They're in your garage, next to the lawnmower. Your dad wears them. Don't wear this. This is a Croc. I don't care if it's in sport mode. The holes do give you hilarious tan lines, but you don't want to get any trough juice on your little toesies. If you run into a man wearing these, run away. Any man wearing weatherproof boots at the track has a mind for destruction. He washed his face in the trough this morning. He's been drinking Mountain Dew and moonshine since 6 a.m. If you bump into him, give him a go Colts and keep it moving. What to wear on race day. In the morning, it'll be a little colder. This is my favorite piece of clothing that I own. Indianapolis Motor Speedway. No big deal. Any shirt with the name of an alcohol and the word racing is one of the coolest things you can wear here. This one's sort of a deep cut. Rolling Stone shirt. The concert took place at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Colt skier will do, but I say go the extra mile. This is a Colt shirt with a St. Elmo shrimp cocktail. I'm not a big fan of wearing sports jerseys for a team that is out of season. Colts aren't playing, and the Pacers also aren't playing. Quick rule for basketball jerseys at the race. You want to wear your Larry Bird Indiana State jersey? Don't. You want to wear your Reggie Miller jersey? Don't. Rick Smits? Don't. Paul George? Don't think about it. George Hill? Not at all. It's too expensive, too cool, and it's going to get covered in Busch Light. You want to wear a Lance Stevenson jersey. Any pacer that was here less than 3 years. Maybe a Danny Granger jersey. If you're wearing a basketball jersey, pop it off around lap 50. I hear you. Willie, I have a gut. If you're embarrassed about being fat, move to France. This is America and you're allowed to have a gut. You're saying, Willie, I got pimples on my back. I got stretch marks. This time of the year, that's your stars and stripes, my friend. Pop it off and let that flag fly. This is the coolest thing you can wear at the race, an actual Indy 500 shirt. Bonus points if you have an armpit hole or some sort of fraying around the neck. There is one more acceptable shirt to wear to the race. This is what a race fan looks like. Garfield's creator, Jim Davis, is from Indiana. The most famous person from Indiana. Suck it, Greg Kinnear. On race day, you're going to want a nice hat. You can go with an official Indianapolis Motor Speedway hat, or you can go with the cooler Indianapolis 500 hat that I got on 16th Street from a guy selling tacos. Anything with the word Indy on it. I'd recommend a Colts hat or a Pacers hat. The coolest hat you can wear on race day, however...
There's Willie G.
Chuck!
It's Willie G. Is that the handsome Chuck Lofton?
I'm just going to let Chuck and Chick have their moment together.
Yes, sir. Here we are.
He's a wonderful young man.
He's not bad, huh?
Yeah, Chuck, you're a man of a lot of knowledge. How come my son Willie has that great head of hair and you and I got gypped?
Everybody is allowed the same amount of hormones, right? And if you want to use yours for hair, that's certainly your business.
That is the right answer, sir.
And it's birthday week.
That's right.
Yes, happy birthday week.
Thank you.
Chuck, a lot of pressure on you and all the rest of our meteorologist friends. Dare I ask, what do you think?
Well, I just spoke with Mark Miles, the CEO of Penske Entertainment and of IndyCar, and they're in a meeting right now to try and define this more. What I think, Tom and Chick and Christy, is going to happen is that because this stuff is already on the way, between 11 and 1, that will be the prime time. I would say noon we'll have something out here at the Speedway. The problem is not the rain. The problem is the lightning, because that can cause, in an open-air facility like this, such a major problem. I still think it's a very good possibility we can get this thing in, but it will be delayed, and that risk of severe weather is going to be primarily between noon and 1, noon and 1:30, something like that.
And you were saying earlier this week on the morning show there on Channel 13 that they have sped up quite a bit the process of drying the track, correct?
Yeah, they've leased these NASCAR turbo dryer thingies.
Yeah.
Right?
I
That's
like
the technical term.
Right.
And these turbo thingies can dry this 2.5-mile oval in about 77 minutes.
Wow.
Now, you compare that to the old time of between an hour and 45 and in 2 hours, something like that.
Right.
So this would be a really expedited thing. The only problem with that is, and there is no problem, but the caveat to this is, if we get rain during that time, when they're drying, you got to start the whole thing over again. So let's hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah. Right. Chuck, are you allowed to pick a winner or maybe pick your top 3?
Yeah, and we're going to officially announce it at the end of our broadcast.
What a way to
tune in to Channel 13 right here on your dial. I'll say this.
What a way to get out of it.
Now,
I
Chuck.
think Scott Dixon.
Oh, Scott. Chuck, did you get a chance to walk the senator this morning before you made your way to work?
Well, I got up at 2 o'clock to come out here. I said, "You want to go outside?" Nah, thanks. I'm 9 years old. I'm an old lab, so no thank you.
Yeah, I have two dogs too, Chuck, and one of them didn't want to go out either.
Yeah.
Hey, come on, we got to get out there.
They're like, it's Sunday. What are you doing?
And it was the boy dog. He usually loves going. Chuck Lofton is our guest.
You do have to walk.
Yeah.
Walk now, because that rain is coming in very quickly.
Right.
And now, Chuck, I have a cap that I wear that has 2 flashing lights on it and a flashlight on the front.
Oh, my God.
So I don't get hit by a car, even though I live on a dead end.
He cuts quite the figure.
Do you similarly protect yourself from oncoming traffic?
Yes, I do, and the neighbors, just like your neighbors, I'm sure feel sorry for me as well. So,
Oh no, my neighbors want me to move. Well, Chuck, congratulations on a great career. Keep it up. Keep going.
Yeah.
You look great.
Thank you. Happy birthday month, Chick.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Hey, Chuck, have a great day. Thank you.
Thanks for having me on.
All right. That's cool. Got a chance to talk with your buddy Chuck.
Good old CL. It's almost always I see him every race day.
I always see him at Rev every year. He and his lovely wife. We have a moment.
That picture I put up for his birthday is
that's from
Zubilation. Yeah, I took that at Zubilation. Yeah.
Now, a couple quick things. We have a bunch of video of driver interviews that are available on the Bob and Tom, various Bob and Tom pages, but the easiest way is just go to YouTube. Learned a lot of really interesting things.
What did you learn?
Well, for example, Elio, we asked a couple of the guys what is the best movie about racing.
Yes.
Is Elio speaking to you again?
Of course.
Okay.
Oh, he's great.
Oh, he was popular yesterday in the parade. Popular guy.
He is so
Is there
nice.
a better haircut on the grid
than Elio?
Yeah. I don't think so.
That's a good
His
taste.
hair is perfect.
But Elio said he's never watched the film Rush.
Oh, really?
Because he's heard about it and doesn't want to watch the crashes.
Man.
But
yeah,
that was
it's pretty
interesting.
serious.
And Scott Dixon has the best tattoo story ever. I think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It involves his wife going on a girls' weekend, and there was some tattooing and some refusals, and it ends up he ends up with a tattoo on a girls' weekend, even though he didn't go.
Right.
Well worth watching, and a lot of really interesting stuff from these guys. We had a lot of fun with them, and Drew Powell joined us. And my friend Sean Sowers, who knows a lot about racing. So we asked a lot of dumb questions and a couple of interesting ones.
Sean Sowers, before 5.
Sowers, before 5. And he's part of a special group that they all ride their bicycles to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
I saw a story on that on the news. It looked interesting.
Yeah,
police escort. And,
they have little bells on their bikes.
They have a private parking lot.
Ching, ching, ching.
Very cool. There's lots of great ways to get to the track. And walking can be really good because, remember, the closer you park, the harder it is to get out.
That's true.
You got to get in, you got to get out. So, once again, the 108th running of the Indianapolis 500. Trying to get it in today. And, Christy, 101 laps would do it?
Yes. And then they can call it official.
I forget which driver I was listening to, but he says, we don't approach this any differently until we get to about 99, 100 laps, and then we start paying attention real close.
And a couple of them talked about that on our various interviews, and you could strategize. If you look at if you're sure it's only going to go 101, it's a different strategy for some.
Right.
One of the drivers said, they did that for one, and it ended up not working when the race went on.
Well, you know, Tom, Christy knows this.
What?
Of course, you can't win the race on the first lap, but you sure as hell can lose it.
That's right, baby.
You know,
thank you for that old cliche. I have to dust that one off.
That old nugget.
Speaking of dusting things off,
yeah,
we're going to dust off some of the Bob and Tom classics. I'm waiting for my first request.
What about Max?
You're waiting for your first request.
For Max Zero.
Everything begins and ends with Max Zero.
Yeah, I haven't checked the...
Hey, by the way, last night the Fever visiting the Las Vegas Aces, and Vegas wins 99-80, and Caitlin Clark with just 8 points last night. So,
but she had a good game previously.
With the Seattle, they beat Seattle, and it's a process, Tom.
Okay, now are we going to... The branding is now the W. I've been trying to tell you that.
I've heard it once. Besides him,
do you blame me for questioning? If anything hip comes out of you, I'm cautious. You understand?
I know.
Yeah.
I asked my 8-year-old daughter if I was the hippest dad, and didn't take her long to go. No. I said, but I'm the coolest. No. Oh well. They don't appreciate quality radio.
That's right.
And if you do, what are you doing? If you do, what are you doing here? We do have. Oh, here we go. It's my first request for a song.
Oh, really?
Oh, what a surprise! It's
Max Zero.
It's Max Zero, ladies and gentlemen.
In the morning sun, I'll be there when the evening comes. Oh, watch the golden bozos roll in, and I'll watch them roll on out again. Oh, sitting on my vanity track, I hold my breath when I whiz in the shack. Oh, sitting on my vanity track, drinking beer. I left my home in Beach Grove.
I'm going to sing the words.
Drove around on Highway 465.
Oh.
Take a little Sitting on my back.
Here it comes.
Track. I hold my breath when
Oh, no. Did you cut it out?
Sitting on my van at the track.
Banging my baby on the luggage rack.
Sitting on my van at the track. Drinking beer.
Max.
It's a classic.
Now it's race day.
Yeah,
there we go. There we go. That's from the very first Bob and Tom cassette.
Yep.
Okay, I'll say that a cassette,
not a single.
Yeah, and
a cassette.
We went to we printed that thing up. It was for a special charity, and we went to a signing thing. And the late great Robin Miller brought along his friend Tom Sneva, who won it, of course, back the Gas Man. Tom Sneva won it in '83, and Tom Sneva came to the event. And he drove me in the famous Q-Zoo Hog.
Oh, boy.
The pink and camouflage. Was that a Delta 88?
I think it was, yeah. Oldsmobile.
I think it was an Oldsmobile, yeah.
I was completely beside myself, I was beside Tom Sneva, sitting on the bench seat.
Yeah, just slide over.
Being driven by an Indy 500 winner in this old wreck of a car that was a blast. And we went to a place called Just Add Water Boats.
Oh, yeah. That on the east side, right on 465.
And we signed, and the cassette was a huge success. We had to do a second printing. And every once in a while, someone will send me a photograph of the cassette that they still have.
Yep.
A little bit of Max Zero. Coming up, we'll have a great new live version of Just a Mario and some great Zoom videos. We've got some audio from Santino Ferrucci, Elio Castroneves, Scott Dixon, Felix Rosenqvist, and Renus VK. We have a Renus and a Linus in the race.
Yes, we do.
Who wants to write a poem?
Once there was a man named Renus.
Okay, and
his name rhymes with a P. Oh.
No, Christy, don't go blue on us. And then there was a man named Linus who had a friend named Renus. Never mind. When we come back, we'll have more. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Q95.
Hey, everybody, this is Tom from the Bob and Tom Show to tell you about a great cause to help support our veterans.
The number 14 ABC Supply Team Chevy will be repping homes for our troops in the Indianapolis 500.
During the month of May, ABC Supply will match donations made to homes for our troops up to $1 million to build more specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans.
To learn more and donate, visit bobandtom.com/HFOT. by clicking the link below.
We are speaking with Elio Castroneves.
No idea.
Well, how do you keep your girlish figure? Are you like a super exercise guy?
Well, I just ate a French fry.
Half of a French fry. I saw that.
It's full. He's full. No, just joke aside, guys. Look, I'm a normal person as well. I guess I do work out every day. Being a driver for so many years, this is my part of my life. If I don't actually exercise, it feels like something's missing. So and it's exactly what it is. So I feel ready, feel great. But of course I watch what I eat now. I'm not as young as I used to be, So you got to make sure you take it easy on those.
Now, as a 4-time winner, did they make you take the refresher course when you came back?
They did, right?
Oh my God!
I couldn't believe it. I was like, "What are you guys doing to me?"
I think I know this place.
No, but it's understanding when you stay a little longer. The last time I was in a race car, it was the end of last year. So I understand that. Normally, it's good to get yourself up to speed as well.
And how does it feel this year? Are you feeling good?
I feel awesome. I have a new group, guys, new car. Cliff's MSR is actually really strong. Even though those guys are brand new to the team, they actually run a sports car program. Some of them are freelancers, which they have experience in IndyCar, but they really Jello, I think that's the right word, right?
Gel.
They really blend well, and I really like that because this is what it's all about. Sometimes you don't need to be the fastest guy out there because it's teamwork, by the way. People realize that sometimes it's just a driver. No, it's a teamwork. Yeah. And pit stops are extremely important, even now, because all the cars are so together, so close together. You need to have that small difference in pit stop to gain position, and I feel that we have that.
Before we let you go, being from Brazil and all, are you a big coffee drinker?
I start not pure coffee. I like with latte. But in Brazil there is a lot of people that enjoy latte instead of just coffee. But yeah, a lot. If you consider that coffee,
well, see, latte is made with milk, so with any luck, you'll have some extra milk on your hat.
Yeah.
On your shoulders.
You know who started this tradition with throwing on the head, right?
Louis Meyer.
No,
on the head.
On the head. On the head. That was me, man.
That was you?
Yeah. 2001.
Yeah.
CB4
right?
2000. Nobody did that until I started doing now.
He's a trendsetter, ladies and gentlemen.
Which ring is it?
This is the last one.
That's the last one?
The 2021. Yeah. I have all the years engraved here on the side, so it's pretty cool.
Your third one, I've always wondered this question. You were tight on fuel. Would you have made it without the yellow coming out? Second one. Second one.
We had a glass. We had a glass of fuel in the car.
A glass.
16 ounces. 16 ounces.
Wow. But that's not the
game of inches. This sport.
Yep. We took a gamble and went. And I thought the same way. I said, guys,
there was
I went to the Victory Circle, no problem. And they're like, you had a glass of ethanol back then.
I never forget one time we were doing a show. We were doing the Bob and Tom show. I was on it there on Carb Morning, and they were live in the infield. Townsend Bell, I had gotten Townsend Bell when he was still driving to be on the show. So at that morning, I was Tom, Christie, Townsend Bell. Pat McAfee was sitting here, then Bob, and Chick McGee. Okay. And so we're talking back and forth. And at one point, Tom looks at Townsend Bell and he goes, so Townsend, who do you think is going to win the Indianapolis 500 this year? And Townsend Bell looks right at Pat McAfee. He goes, Pat, you're a professional athlete. Do you ever get used to the media asking you stupid questions? Bob and Chick hit their feet. They were applauding, standing ovation. Oh, my gosh.
I have 75, looking good.
Thank you very much, Christy Lee. This is, of course, the Bob and Tom Show, getting ready for the 108th running of the Indianapolis 500, brought to you by Silac Insurance. Check, please.
My buddies at Silac. Yes, sir.
Now, I think we're going to go to somewhere in the infield with Willie G. There we go. Hey, Willie, what's going on?
Good morning. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Not too bad.
I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the Borg Warner Trophy. It's a big prize here at the Indy 500. Right. The Borg Warner Trophy has indentations, carvings, if you will, tiny statues of every driver who's ever won. So if you win, you are there forever. It's kind of like Mount Rushmore, but it's shiny and has more Brazilian people. Standing at 5'4".
Way more Brazilians.
Standing at 5'4" and weighing in just over 110 pounds, it's slightly larger than your favorite IndyCar driver's wife.
Oh. Yeah.
All right. Expect a little more on that.
They're petite.
They are very petite.
I'm really hoping that Pato Award wins this year, and then for the next year, we can call it the Award.
Well, that's just silly.
We're back, baby. Guys, if you're coming to the race today, make sure you bring a cooler. After a quick walk, I've discovered beer costs $8, a cocktail is $10, and you can also get a double for $22. Last year, I bought 4 doubles, and my credit card company offered me to pay it off over time.
Very generous.
The big look around here is the roller coolers. People are rolling their coolers everywhere around here. There's one passing us right now.
Oh, there you go.
It's like people are catching flights, but there's no clothes, just Miller Lite and White Claw.
And way more Brazilians.
Way more Brazilian. At least a few. There's a couple Elios walking around. I don't know.
One of the drivers, Willie, was saying, I was asking him about are those called bas reliefs, like those half faces on the trophy?
Yeah.
Obviously, a couple of guys are on there twice.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are on there 4 times.
Right.
But they were saying when they put Tony Kanon's on there, it was like having an extra handle on the trophy. Tony
That's just mean.
Tony loves that joke.
Giant schnoz.
Yeah,
The man has a big nose.
Big news.
And I still don't know if there's any possibility that he could get in that car today. It's very confusing.
Well, if he does, all 350,000 people there and watching and listening will lose their minds.
Yeah, because he's been it's the Kyle Larson thing and whether or not he's going to be taking off early. So we'll have to wait and see. We'll try to find out what the thing is and who'd be getting in that car. Anyway, hey,
yeah,
Willie.
I saw Kyle Larson said that he really hopes there's a rain delay today. That way he can go do the NASCAR race and then come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
That has a real vibe of, no, you guys, I can't make it to the graduation party. I'm hanging out with guys from a different school, so I won't be there until later on.
Now,
Yeah, that is kind of a slap in the face.
That could happen, right?
Yeah.
If he could come back tomorrow?
Yeah, he
Sure.
could.
Absolutely.
So what would happen if Nolan Siegel gets in the car and it runs 80 laps and they have to finish it? Could he come tomorrow and finish it?
Gosh, I don't know.
I don't,
Could they
why do you
switch?
ask such
You're
technical
asking
questions?
me questions that
Yeah.
I need a calculator
We need a
for.
race director. Get the race
And then
director.
whenever you
on the
borrow
phone.
someone's car, the seat's always in the wrong place.
you're
You gotta hook
right.
up your Bluetooth. It takes forever.
It really does.
We have a thing we're going to be talking about car incompatibility and people adjusting your seats. Willie, great stuff.
Yes.
And our too many Brazilians. Is that what you're
Too
saying?
many, way fewer Brazilians.
It has a few more Brazilians about right. As far as I know, Roosevelt, not Brazilian.
No.
Lincoln, not
No.
Brazilian.
Nope.
I'm not sure about Washington and Jefferson.
Sure.
But we'll check back and let you guys know next
Well,
time.
they're the
thank
most
you.
likely because they came from England. So you don't know
Fair
what's going
question.
on over there.
Yeah, you know, it could have been, who knows? God knows. Hey, Willie, thanks.
Thank you guys.
Bring
Talk
home
to you
one of those
later.
Corvettes, will you, please?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Ace.
Question on the TV broadcast. Has that been cleared up?
What?
Whether they, because of the sellout, will they show locally? Okay.
It's not been sold out. There's 5,000 seats still available in the grandstand.
And I don't know if they had an ironclad. If this does sell out, we're going to broadcast it on television. I don't know if they had that or not.
Should
but
it
there
run
were
today, there'll
rumors.
be a replay tonight.
Yeah,
Yes.
NBC.
Yeah,
If you have
ABC.
if you have Peacock,
NBC.
NBC.
It used to be if you had Peacock, you could watch it on Peacock Live because they lacked the technology to black it out locally here,
Right.
but it's caught up.
Yeah, they have caught
Yeah, and now they can black you out.
There's a porn channel called John Cock.
Is there?
They'll be showing the race.
You know, Christy, he was telling that joke in the hallway.
Was he?
Yeah,
Ah.
yeah, he
It's
really
not a joke.
likes
That is a legend.
Really?
massive John Cox.
Robin,
Never heard that.
Robin Miller.
He told you that.
Yes.
Well, he can't defend
Well,
himself.
Robin,
but all right.
Robin was like us. We like to tell you things and see how long
Yeah,
it takes before you A, believe them, and two, keep repeating them.
Yeah.
Robin Miller was the greatest. He was a
Yes.
writer and loved racing, and boy, do I miss him. He'd be able to answer all these questions. He'd also have some inside dope on some of these drivers.
And he did a great Mario Andretti impersonation.
Mm-hmm.
That was him? Mm-hmm. You're kidding me?
No.
That wasn't Mario?
No.
Coming up, we're going to have the brand new version of Just a Mario. Snake Pit Dave couldn't make it, but Drew Powell, a very fine actor, most recently seen in the State Farm commercial. Is that right?
Very good, Tom.
You
Saw
thought
it last night. In fact, my kids were like, "Hey, there's Drew," and I go, "Yeah, text him. He loves that."
I hadn't seen it till last night.
What?
Describe the commercial.
He's standing out in the driveway with his wife, TV wife, and the two boys are playing basketball and.
The two boys.
The two boys are
the Lopez twins, who are both over 7 feet tall.
boys.
Yeah, Brooke and Robin.
Yeah.
But Drew's also been on Curb this year, Curb Your Enthusiasm,
Mm-hmm.
and the movie.
Breakthrough to Happiness. No, that's not it. Rainbow Ride. What is it?
I just said it earlier. Ordinary Angels.
Ordinary Angels. Yes, I knew it was uplifting and positive.
Yes, of course.
Is that streaming right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on Apple TV. I know
Yes, sir.
that. Mhm.
Okay, do you guys want to hear a little bit of this is Drew singing Snake Pit Dave's famous song. This is the live version from our Carb Day broadcast.
Let's sing a song about getting to the track.
All right. Okay.
All right. Start. Sing along if you know it.
Don't we have a live band?
I was just a Mario, Andretti on the road, driving to the track that May. Weaving in and out, wasn't any doubt. Ooh, on my way. I was doing 85. right before my eyes. Over 1,000 cars before me. When the traffic wouldn't flow, I was just a Mario, but the race went on without me. I was just a Mario and Andretti on the road, driving to the track last May. That's a sexy voice right there. Weaving in and out, wasn't any doubt. Ooh, on my way, doing 85, went right before my eyes. Over 1,000 cars before me. When the traffic wouldn't flow, I was just a Mario, but the race went on without me. 'Cause I got stuck in traffic. Nobody's cars moving. Nobody cars moving. Ooh, I said, I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going. I'm not going. I'm just at a standstill. Hey, get out of my way. Somebody move that van. Hey, what's going on up there? Turn on the radio. Oh, man, they're playing Back Home again. It's 11 o'clock. Wait, is that Mrs. Holman's voice? Bippity-boppity-bippity-boppity, gentlemen, start your engines. I got stuck in traffic. Nobody, cars moving. Nobody's cars moving. Ooh, yeah, yeah. I said, I ain't going nowhere. Not going. I ain't going. I'm just at a standstill, y'all. Hey, get out of my way. Somebody move that van. I can't believe this. Why me all the time? What the? Let's move it, people. I cut that out. Stop it. I got stuck in traffic. Please, somebody move it. I'm begging you to move it. But nobody moves for me. Oh, yeah.
Yes. There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Drew Powell.
That's Drew Powell.
Thank you very much. I think he was introducing himself there at the end. Great version of the Snake Pit Dave classic, Just a Mario. Although it does remind me of one of my big problems.
What's that?
Just one?
Getting stuck in traffic?
No, Penske's done a great job. Mr. Penske's done a great job at the track, but they're no longer saying, gentlemen, start your engines.
Drivers. Is it driver? I think it is driver.
And I admit, no, this year there will be a lady.
Yes.
But I liked it when they could do lady and gentlemen start your engine.
Who is it? Cream brulee?
Catherine Legg.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Cream brulee.
My hearing is not.
Is cream brulee another Brazilian?
Cream brulee sounds
French. But,
sounds like an exotic dancer.
Yeah,
cream brulee.
That's one of the classic traditions. I can't believe they've abandoned that.
Well,
why genericize one of the great moments in the world? Very dumb. Sorry, Mr. Penske.
I disagree. It's not gentlemen. There's women in the field.
So you say, lady and gentlemen, start your engines. It's political correctness taking over, ruining the world.
Respect.
So more than one lady, you would say, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Oh, well,
why not?
Okay. All right. Maybe I'm on board.
You don't change a great tradition like that.
Everything changes.
Okay.
Nothing's consistent.
Should you
change.
mention their ethnicity?
Oh, my.
As well?
You know, we should do it in every language of the drivers, so we could do it in Danish.
Right.
We have 3 Danes driving. One of the Danes is the great comedian Dane Cook, funny enough.
Oh, I had no idea.
Oh, yeah, that's because it's a lie.
I'm
doing what Chick does.
Great Dane. That's right.
Okay. We did learn how to curse in several languages, by the way, in some of our videos that you can check out on the Bob and Tom YouTube page.
If we were to curse in one of those languages right now, would we be in trouble?
I don't know if the FCC knows Danish curse words.
I think yes, just to be on the safe side. But I've also heard that there's a certain percentage of people listening that have to be that like, let's say Spanish.
Be that offended by it.
If it's over 30%, I think, or something.
I read that in Los Angeles they are cracking down on Spanish speakers cursing.
Oh, really?
No kidding.
Yeah.
Because of that very reason?
Yeah. Come on, lighten up. Don't these people have cable TV?
I was going to say.
Hey, their kids have cell phones. If they want to hear cursing, it's 2 clicks and you can see almost anything you want. Mostly stuff you don't want to see.
Right.
Now, we're going to take a short break. Coming up, we have some great guests coming up, including the gentleman who will be singing back home again in Indiana. Jim,
talk about great traditions.
Jim Cornelisian. He'll be our guest. Am I getting it right? Cornelison?
Nope. Cornelison. Cornelison. No, Cornelison.
Cornelison.
When we get him, can you introduce him? Because I keep thinking he's one of Bob's cousins. He's Armenian, Cornelisian.
Oh, my gosh.
We're going to take a short break.
Who knows?
Our friends at Silac Insurance are bringing you this great broadcast today. Thanks so much for joining us. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Q90 500.
A look at their car is perhaps the best way to introduce the uninitiated to WFBQ Radio's morning team, Bob and Tom. The pink and camouflage junker features 3 hood ornaments, a bowling trophy, the hind quarter of a horse, and a jar of tartar sauce that will have to be explained elsewhere.
295 Night Ranger when you close your eyes. It's 8:42. You're with Bob and Tom on a 2 for Tuesday.
Good morning.
Howdy.
Great.
Holmes.
Sherlock. Let's play word association.
Okay.
Howdy.
Holmes.
Sherlock.
Holmes.
John C. With Bob and Tom.
Holmes.
The human tripod.
I see.
Okay, I'm sorry, Bob.
That's all right.
From 6 a.m. and for the next 4 hours, Bob Kavoyan and Tom Griswold fill the airwaves with jokes and pranks that range from silly to hilarious and from bawdy to sick.
Why is sex like air?
Why is sex like air? I give up, Bob.
Because it's no big thing unless you're not getting it.
They deliver a National Lampoon sort of humor that leaves the audience laughing while wondering how Q95 can broadcast some of the things they say.
Half the joke is in your mind. The joke isn't stated outright. Mm-hmm. The person has to put something into it to get something out of it.
Yeah, they're fun and
people like them.
People enjoy them.
They laugh at them. And there's an alternative. You can always change the channel.
Mm-hmm.
But people aren't. After 2 years on the air, Bob and Tom have taken Q95's morning show to the top of the volatile morning FM ratings. WFBQ is the 3rd radio station the zany team has worked for. After 6 years together, they've got the routine down pat. Bob runs the audio control board, plays straight man, and provides the program's famous laugh.
Amateur phylactics. Amazing concept, I think, and I think it's going to.
Tom sits in a mound of notes and papers to provide the program's often quoted jokes and many of its voices.
Oh, hello, Mohandas.
Hello, Bob.
How are you?
Oh, I am fine today. Hello, Tom. Hi, Mohandas. You look very good today. Thank you so much, Mohandas.
Much of their banter is off the cuff, with an occasionally rehearsed punchline off mic during a song.
Only if it makes you late for the ceremony.
She's controversial. She's provocative. She's the famous sex therapist, Dr. Ruth Weisboner. Good morning, Dr. Ruth. Good morning, Tom. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Dr.
Their regular spoof on Dr. Ruth Westheimer features some of their more risque humor.
Is it wrong to have sex before you're married?
Is it wrong to have sex before you're married? Well, no, as long as you're not late for the wedding.
Bob and Tom's task of filling 20 hours of airtime every week is made easier by several regular characters phoned in by people around town. Nightclub owner Sonny is a favorite.
Great approach. How are things going on at the track? I know you're running the mystery flesh tent this year.
Everything is going just fine, Dow. I bred that baby up, throw it in some shortening, and serve it up. It's the mystery flesh tent, Dow.
It's located, of course, in Turn 1.
It's right there in Turn 1 where people seem to be the most hungry and the least discriminating.
Other characters are voiced by regular visitors to the studio.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
Tiger Don Bardo. Good morning, Bob. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning, Your Highness.
Q95 midday personality Jay Baker voices the spoof on Richard Nixon.
Now, do you remember Ronald Reagan visiting the German cemetery over the weekend?
Oh, that's right, yes.
The media referred to it as the Nazi cemetery. You know, I was the one that put him up to that.
I see.
I said, babes, this is going to be so beautiful for your career. Trust me on this one. I told him, I said, when I was a young boy, I heard the phrase, the only good Nazi is a dead Nazi. I said, Ronnie, you can't miss a whole field full of dead Nazis. You slide over there, you put the wreath down, the wreath, and you're cruising.
Bob and Tom say they get very few complaints from listeners as they poke fun at every special interest group imaginable. And station management has left them unrestrained on the limits of their humor. After 2 years, the result has been high ratings, a devoted following, and 2 happily transplanted Hoosiers who say they just might stay to grow old and gray on Q95.
Could be. It's very possible. In fact, it's already started. Bob's getting gray. Yeah. Tom's getting old. Yeah.
This is Greg Todd, Channel 6 News.
Oh, I feel so much better now. You know, Bob. Yes. I don't want to say that most of the women that you go out with have questionable morals or anything, but last night...
Hi, this is Pat Godwin from the Bob and Tom Show. Miss some of the show? You don't want to do that. Become a Bob and Tom VIP and subscribe to the audio and video podcasts. The Bob and Tom Show, on air, on app, and on demand.
The acquaintance of 2 Indiana dairy farmers, and they know exactly where to find them. Victory Circle at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Because those dairy farmers will be continuing one of the sports world's most beloved traditions, the Indianapolis 500 Victory Circle Bottle of Milk. The legendary Louis Meyer, Indy's first 3-time winner, launched the tradition in the 1930s when he asked for a glass of buttermilk to quench his thirst after a grueling 500 miles. 9 decades, thousands of miles, and gallons of ice-cold milk later, the iconic celebration endures.
So grab your own glass of ice-cold goodness and share the same great taste that's savored by Indianapolis 500 champions in May and every day. Winners drink milk.
American Dairy Association Indiana, your Hoosier dairy farm families.
Learn more at winnersdrinkmilk.com. That's winnersdrinkmilk.com.
820 Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show. Here's Christy.
Q95 Fox 59 weather. Showers and thunderstorms likely. Thunderstorms could be strong, possibly severe. Look for a high today of 76. Overnight, few storms down to 62. And then for Memorial Day, partly cloudy skies, beautiful day with a high of 75. Our current temperature, 66 degrees.
Thank you very much. Once again, it's the Bob and Tom Show, the 108th running of the Indianapolis 500. Scheduled for today, brought to you by Silac Insurance. You can say, check, please, just like Mr. McGee.
That's right. My dream job. Just go out to the mailbox or take a look at the ballots in your bank account. It's all plopped right in there automatically from
Direct
Silac.
deposit.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Silac. And now we have a special guest in the studio.
Oh!
Our special headquarters for the 108th running of the Indianapolis 500. Her hair is still blown straight back from going 200 miles an hour in the 2-seater. It's Jess Hooker.
Hi.
For those of you listening to the show for the first time, Hooker is her real name. It's not a fake radio name.
It's not.
Your actual name is Hooker.
It's on my driver's license.
Okay.
Whether I like it or not.
Okay. All right. Now, I wonder, would they give you, could you get an Indiana license plate that said Hooker?
No, you can't.
Well,
no, I tried to get a vanity plate. I can't.
We're going to be talking with the governor
and
Mr. Eric Holcomb. Mr. Eric Holcomb, think we should ask him that?
I could ask.
Here's something. Are you ready?
Can I get an allowance?
She can't get NFL jerseys, NBA jerseys, or anything like that with Hooker on it, even though there are 2 hookers in the NFL.
Yeah, Fair Hooker used to
Hooker used to be in the NFL.
Yeah, as long as it's with the player on the team, I can order their jersey.
Right.
I can't personalize one.
You couldn't get like Hooker 69.
No.
You know what I mean?
This is what I have to live with. All morning he goes down Vulgar Road.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking
I mentioned Renus VK, and all of a sudden these two were running off. About
these two?
I actually laughed when Christy said that.
Venus. He didn't.
Can you imagine if it was, can you imagine a scenario, a fantasy? It's Renus VK and Linus and then Gordon Johncock on... Oh, never mind, Mr. Johncock. Mr. Johncock is not participating in this
Here
year's.
we are, Jordan Johncock again, or Gonjock. What?
Johncock.
So the reason we asked you to step in here is because, Jess Hooker, you got to ride in the famous Indianapolis a 500-car 2-seater. Tell me how it works.
I did the IndyCar 2-seater experience, the week before the race. And Gabby Chavez drove me around the track 3 laps.
At speed.
At speed. A little higher than speed, I think. But yeah, it was, I was the first car out, so we had to warm up the tires. So we started doing that thing, and I was like, slow down, buddy. I don't want to throw up in this helmet. Yeah, so, but putting on the fire suit, and then you've got to put that cotton thing over your head before you put the helmet on.
Oh, yeah.
Is that cotton?
Yeah, it's probably fire. Is that what it is?
I was going to think they're not going to coat you in something that flammable.
No. But at one point, I was walking around with it on and forgot I had it on and looked really great.
I went over there with baklava on my head, and they wouldn't let me get in the car.
No, a baklava is a lot different.
Oh, baklava!
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I had a Greek pastry on my head. That's what I had.
So and everyone called you honey.
Yeah, a lot of honey in that.
Very sweet.
I will never forget the interview that Bobby Rahal did on the old Letterman show on NBC when Dave asked him, how do you drive that fast? How do you go 230 miles? Rahal said, you'd be surprised at how used you get to driving at that speed.
I can't imagine.
He said the problem is when we have to go into the pit, 70 miles an hour feels like 10 miles an hour. You're just crawling.
I think that's why a lot of guys get those penalties because they don't realize how fast they're going.
I got up to 100 on 70 on my way in because all the cops are at the track.
Oh, you know they are.
That's
you can go
not
as fast
true.
as you want.
Did you see the guy sitting at your...
Excuse me. We'd like to pause and say that's very bad advice.
We need a picture if she wants to get a ticket. Come on.
There was a guy sitting at your exit today, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Yes.
You have your own exit?
Well, the exit he takes to get...
Meridian?
Well, it's one of only 4 entrances to 465 still open on the north side of town.
That's true.
Do you go all the way up to Meridian to get on? From your house?
Yeah.
Why don't you go take Kessler and come over?
Because every light is red every morning, and I don't want to be sitting there.
Son of a bitch. You are so odd.
You run them all the time.
Yeah. What's a red light to you, man? And you got me doing it now.
Hey, look, the red light is just a suggestion.
Is it?
It's true.
At 3 in the morning.
Yeah, it's not like they electrocute you or anything.
Okay, so Jess Hooker, once again, the 2-seater, and for those of you not familiar with it, the seats are one in front of the other.
Well, they're not side by side. They are tandem. Yeah,
it would be possible to do one side by side.
How about
fun.
That wouldn't be very aerodynamic.
How about a double decker, like an English bus,
that'd be cool.
and have the family on top or something? 3 or 4 people in it at the same time.
Yeah, when you climb in the back seat, you're basically straddling the driver. Yeah. That's how tight it is. And the guy said, okay, get in like you're getting in the bathtub. And I was like, okay. So slide your butt down and forward, basically.
The driver you had on Friday said he had taken some NBA players around.
Oh, really? I don't know how.
Davey Hamilton.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Yeah, he drove my
Was it Kyrie Irving? Who was it?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
Was
cool.
it Kyrie? It could have been.
Their knees had to be clear up to their chest.
It had to be touching the top. It really
exactly.
did. There's no way. Yeah, because even for me, I was like, I've never been claustrophobic, but maybe right now.
I was very claustrophobic.
Yeah. So the first lap was, like you're getting up to speed. He's warming up the tires, the whole thing, and then you come over the bricks and you see the pagoda, and it's wonderful. And then the second lap, you're like, okay, we're going a little bit faster. This is fun. I was laughing. Third lap, I was like, I think I'm going to throw up. I think it was so fast, and the next day, I rubbed my arm, and I was like, why does this hurt? I was bruised. The G-force had pushed me so far into the side of the car that I had a bruise on my arm.
Think about doing that with 32 other cars out there going even faster.
Exactly.
And yikes.
Yes, exactly.
And Jess, I noticed during your video there were other cars on the track, which Christy didn't have back when they...
Oh, you didn't? Yeah.
No.
Well, I think so. It had rained a lot that week, so they were
trying to get them in.
Yes, they were trying to get everybody in. I would say there were 60 to 70 drivers that day.
Wow.
Yep, and I got to go first.
Wow.
Cool.
Well, they got to get them in. Yeah.
By the way, we have a bunch of interviews with a bunch of the drivers on our YouTube channel, Bob and Tom. And there's a lot of really interesting, fun insights that they have about what they do for a living. So I suggest you check them out if you are looking for something to do. Once again, the official forecast, Christy, what is it again?
It's calling for showers and thunderstorms today. Some could be strong and severe. The high today will be 76.
Okay, now, when we get the governor on, do you want to ask him if we can get you a hooker license plate?
Yeah, we can ask.
Because, see, he's not going to be governor again.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So we could just kind of ask him for anything we want.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe he could,
Pardon. 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 Blanket pardon. Blanket pardon. For whatever I've done, you don't have to know. Pardon.
Now, we also are going to talk to the mayor. I wonder if he could get it done. Or is that a state thing?
And by the way, my
no,
offer.
I don't think you could.
My offer to Joe and Stephanie still stands. If here's the thing, I will wear a hog head. If he when he needs me to be at a rally to get people out to vote, I will be there wearing a hog head for him.
He's already been reelected.
He's already been, yeah.
See, I told you, just the mentioning of me possibly wearing a hog head.
I ran into him at Target the other day.
Oh, yeah?
Really?
I tried to get my buy in my cart. I'm thinking, hey. The guy turns around. It's the mayor. Nice to know that he's also a big fan of Target.
Who isn't?
He doesn't have the Secret Service.
I know. There were a couple big fellas that asked me to get the hell out of the way.
They're strapped. They're
strapped.
Of
course. And he said, "Tom, please move." So that was the end of that.
Oh, I would love to see you wrestled to the ground by authorities.
You're the guy that ran that red light at Meridian. Coming up, we're going to find out about the great tradition of milk.
Yes.
The pouring of the milk over the head. And
I forgot to look that up this year. Do we have a chocolate milk person?
No, they're not allowed to do chocolate milk.
They can't. I thought they did.
I think it's bad for photographs.
Oh.
Think about it.
And then I think the drivers were, because they have their choice of
whole skim.
Isn't it 2%?
And I believe
skim or cottage cheese?
That's not
Am I getting
is
this right?
skim 2% or is it the same?
Whole skim. I'll look it up because I know there's a big
half
chart.
and half.
There's no half and half.
Didn't Emerson Fittipaldi dump orange juice in his head?
Yes, and that was a big controversy.
He was a
remember?
farmer, right? Or owned a farm?
Orange grower.
Yes.
I doubt if Emo's out there with a hoe.
When I talked to Pietro.
Not that drivers don't hang out with hoes. I mean, I think Emo probably owns.
How much trouble can we get into in this?
You guys are doing great.
Because of that, Emerson's grandson, Pietro, is in the race. And I asked him when I interviewed him what he selected. And he did pick whole milk, by the way. He's not going to
I was told the whole milk.
Job.
I was told the whole milk photographs better, and they're usually pouring it over their head.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is why cottage cheese would be great.
I heard for one driver, I won't mention who it is, that he had a whole driver or a whole milk.
What?
Isn't that right?
What?
You know something?
I bet that sounded good in your head.
If this show were being taped, that's the second thing we'd have to excise from the broadcast. Thank you very much for joining us. And I have a question for someone that knows Dave Letterman. Paul Newman, the great graduate of Shaker Heights High School.
Oh, God.
Popcorn Baron?
Dressing? Yeah.
Actor.
Paul Newman, one of the finest actors, one of the.
Wait, he's an actor?
Yes, and one of the most generous.
Nicely
a
done,
man
Jess.
whose foundation has given more to charity than almost any American.
Yes, what?
Mr. Newman had
just
a.
Kiss him. Oh, he's dead.
He would do this thing where he would take. I think it was a Volvo. Where he had it.
I got to tell you,
he had like a 600 horsepower engine stuck in it, so he would drive around and people would pull up next to him and he'd just take off.
This is kind of a dick move, okay? I'll run you.
I thought it was like a Volkswagen Bug or something.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah,
and
it wasn't a Volvo.
There's a rumor that now Letterman owns it.
That's cool.
And then I saw on, I think it was on Bring a Trailer, that one of those cars that Newman owned is now for sale. So I've got to find out what the facts are about
What's
that.
the show called?
It's a thing
It's
for
an app.
if you want to buy.
Bringatrailer.com. It's a great place to buy collector cars.
If you want to buy a collectible car.
Oh, okay.
I may or may not look at that as much as I do real estate.
This is part of that. I'm allowed in the 1%, but not this far.
Right.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I can't afford anything.
It'd be nice if there was a reserve on a car if they put that on the ad. Okay, I'm sorry.
Son of a.
The point is, yes, if anyone knows that if Mr. Letterman owns one of those, I'd like to know. Of course, Dave will be here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's here now, probably.
I'm sure he is.
And,
him and his beard.
He's trimmed it back.
Give it a shave, Dave. Come on.
He's trimmed it way back.
You proved your point.
I think it looks great.
Thanks very much, idiot. Really? He's got a beard?
Calling him an idiot?
What an idiot to grow a beard.
The only one in the room that has a beard is you. Okay,
What's happening?
Let's move forward.
We
here.
love you,
Hey,
Mr.
you know what
Letterman.
we've got here? Indianapolis 500 food options for race day if you're at the track.
You got to have a track tenderloin.
What meal? That's the only one I can. Tenderloin,
God,
right?
yeah, and a Bloody Mary. Thank
Bloody
you.
Mary.
That's
You remember
like a
that
meal, yeah.
one magical
I
year
remember
they
that.
had vodka on tap? You just walk up and put your cup underneath and you go whoosh.
I think that may have been a dream.
Yeah, I
Roll
think
it right up. No. I've got a picture of me somewhere. Indy 500 fans get to enjoy an array of interesting food options at the Speedway this weekend. Chili dogs topped with short ribs and cheese sauce. You heard me.
Whoa.
Now, it's my understanding that where they're selling the chili dogs,
Yeah.
they've installed a Tasty Freeze next to it in honor of John Mellencamp. Great Hoosier.
I like
And
that.
then there are women there you can stick your hands between their knees.
And they're Bobby Brooks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everything we've just said was a lie, except that you can get a chili dog.
And I always wanted to own Bobby Brooks. Couldn't afford them. We were too poor.
You know how I like my chili dogs?
Oh.
Smothered in short ribs.
Yes.
Burgers grilled with pineapple and bacon. Well, that's pretty normal.
We may be stretching Willie's per diem here.
Oh, yeah. He needs to go try some.
Yeah.
He needs to go grab it. Willie, you need to go grab a chili dog topped with short ribs. Fries loaded with pork tenderloin.
How do you do that?
Pork tenderloin
Loaded with fries.
Which came first, the pork tenderloin or the
Mixed
French fries?
together?
I mean, yeah.
And evidently,
that's wrong.
If you have a VIP package, they have a seafood bucket full of crab claws and shrimp. And they also have, in the VIP area, 40-ounce tomahawk steaks.
What?
Wow.
And one of the cocktails being served this year
Slow down
at
a
the
second.
race. Yep.
40-ounce. Wow.
That's
That's a lot of ounces.
2.5 pounds.
Lots of ounces.
That's 4 steaks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you're going to be indoors tomorrow.
Yeah, you are.
In the smallest room in your house.
Can you imagine processing
Don't have any
that?
cheese,
No.
for God's sake. You'll never go again.
I had a 36-ounce one once.
Did you finish it?
No.
Oh.
One of the cocktails being served at the race is called Kiss the Crown. It includes peach schnapps and Crown Peach. I'm guessing Crown Royal.
Probably,
It's
yeah.
flavored, yeah.
Peach-flavored Crown.
Ah, okay. All righty.
I had my first buttery nipple about 10 years ago, and I still remember it.
You mean the drink?
No.
I don't think
I remember a buttery nipple.
Remember in the movie Last Tango in Paris? They do the buttery, the buttery BH.
What?
Buttery?
Or do you mean the...
I'll ask off the
You
air.
mean
I'm
the
sorry.
a-hole milk?
Oh, God.
It takes butter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this our
good.
guest? Oh no. Okay.
Thank
We have
God.
a little surprise guest coming up, and we're
Coffee, can we get a hold of Willie so he can get a chili dog smothered in short ribs
and a tomahawk.
and on tomahawk steak?
Okay, we're coming right back. Thanks to our friends at Silac. And Christy, do you have a little thing, a little watch on today that's kind of special?
I don't have a watch on that's kind of special. My husband does.
Okay, we'll talk about it later. This is
later.
the Bob and Tom Show.
Q90 500.
Hey guys, Jess Hooker here from the Bob and Tom Show. Looks like the weather's going to hold out, and I am going to do the IndyCar two-seater experience. A little nervous, but I think I'll be okay. I've been coming to the race since I was about 5, so this is a dream come true. I'm ready to get in one of these cars. I just don't know if they're going to let me go ahead and drive one. Do you think if I asked to let me sit in front? Maybe? Here we go. The nerves are setting in. I'm just waiting for the excitement to trump the nerves. All right. Down and forward. Got it.
Keep going all the way down.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, it's.
We're in here.
You don't have to hold on to anything. The car will hold on to you.
Mentally, it feels like maybe there should be a handle somewhere. Maybe like one of those Fisher-Price car wheels. That'd be cool. Steering wheel.
We thought about putting a horn in there so you can honk at the driver and make it faster or whatever.
What's your name?
Jeremy.
Okay, hi, Jeremy. Just like to know who's making me safe. I'm not sure if it's sweat from nerves. I probably should have emptied my bladder. There's a lot of things going through my head right now. I love my family. Holy hell, it's running, guys. This ain't no game. Holy hell. Oh my God.
I can't believe that I'm here, that I was on the track, that I got to do this today. This is just like a dream come true for anybody who loves IndyCar, but especially a girl that's been raised here in Indianapolis. She comes out here every year, my entire life since I was 4 years old. I'm still in shock. But you cross over those bricks and you see the pagoda coming out of turn 4, and I don't know what I could compare it to. Holy hell, dude. Beautiful.
Hey guys, Santino Ferrucci here, driving at the number 14 AJ Foyt Racing Homes for Troops Chevrolet. We're here at the Indianapolis 500. We just want to give a shout out to Homes for Troops. They build custom housing for veterans that have fought, that have disabilities, and they pay for the whole house. They pay for all the monthly expenses. They really take care of our troops when they come back from fighting overseas. So it is a fantastic organization, one of the best you can donate to.
Milk.com. That's winnersdrinkmilk.com.
You give and you give. It's time to get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data and a Samsung Galaxy A14 included with the activation of a Silver Unlimited plan. So you can give your janky phone to your kid. Yeah!
Switch to Straight Talk. Find us at Walmart and StraightTalk.com. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com. Requires in-store activation. Device offer ends 6/9/24. Taxes and fees apply.
Rev up your engines with Crew Car Wash, our race day favorite. Save big on gifts for everyone on your list with our semi-annual book sale, going on now through Father's Day. Visit crewcarwash.com or any location today.
In the fast-paced world of racing, accidents can happen, but they shouldn't happen off the track. If you've been injured through no fault of your own, you need a champion in your corner. Tandy Law Firm is here to fight for you. With a proven track record in personal injury cases, we're ready to put our experience to work. Don't let an accident keep you in the pits. Call 317-669-0655 today. Learn more at tandylawfirm.com. Tandy Law Firm, your personal injury champions.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Memorial Day sale and get 30% off paints and stains from May 24th through June 3rd. With prices starting at $34.29, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your bedroom, living room, or home office, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
842 Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show. Here's Tom.
Thank you very much, legendary voice of Ace Cosby. It's my understanding that there is going to be a special edition of the Ace Cosby Joke of the Day today.
Oh, it's race day. Come on.
Silac Insurance brings us this special broadcast of the Bob and Tom Show. We're going to get a special weather forecast out of Chris Lee, but I think if we've got the gods on our side.
Hey, look at that guy.
Oh, look at that guy. It's Chris.
Oh.
Hey.
Chris Denari, is that correct?
That's right. That's him.
Oh, there he is.
It is. How are you guys?
Hey, we can see you. Not as handsome as you.
No, God, no.
Hey, listen, before we get to this Indy 500 thing and your position there, what's going on with the Pacers?
Yeah, it's your fault, right?
Chris.
Yeah. Last night was a gut punch.
Yeah.
Game one was a gut punch. It's weird for me, guys, because I do the games all year long, and then you do them in the first round, and then in the second round against the Knicks, and this series against the Celtics, I'm just like everybody else. I'm a fan. I was in my seats last night with my youngest son, Max, who is 27, a huge Pacers fan. He took the loss as hard as anybody. But I mean, last night was tough. I mean, to see that team play so well last night. I mean, Andrew Nembhard, without Halliburton, they just played so well to not be able to close it down the stretch. That was a tough one.
And to be up by 18.
Now, it's my understanding that your son, Max, was getting a little bit upset that you continue to do the play-by-play in his ear.
You know what he said? He watched one of the other games in the Knicks series, and he said, "Dad, you're awfully quiet." I go, well, part of it is because I get nervous as a fan. And I'm sitting up there with the fans, and I said to them, I go, I don't know how you do this. When I'm calling a game, I may be nervous inside, but I've got a job to do, right? And so I can't be nervous. But when I'm sitting there with the fans, I'm just nervous. So I'm usually pretty quiet, though. There were a lot of high fives with fans last night until the very end.
Yeah. We're talking with Chris Denary. Hey, Chris, I was asking earlier to Mark Janes, some of these names are kind of tricky to pronounce. Before we get to the Indy 500, what is the most difficult name that you stumble over in the NBA?
Well, here's the thing is Giannis's name is Adetokounmpo. That's what they say it is.
Right.
But everybody says Antetokounmpo. I mean, there are so many different names. I'll tell you what, when I was at Channel 59, I was the sports director for Fox 59 from 04 to 06. I don't know if you remember when the Pacers signed Sharunas Jasikevičius. I could not say that name without looking down. The one thing that I do now is everything is phonetics. And, there's so many international players now. I think there's 125 in the NBA.
Wow.
I don't care how the name is spelled. I'm just going to write it how you're going to say it. So...
Yeah.
There should be a Hall of Fame for hard-to-pronounce names. I think Mike Krzyzewski would be right on top.
Tom, you're embarrassing yourself. It's Krzyzewski.
Okay, sorry. Chris Denary is our guest. And, by the way, great. You just do such a great job with the NBA and also a great job in Turn 4 today for the 108th running of the Indianapolis 500. What's it like up there, and what's the hardest name to pronounce of the Indy guys?
This group really is pretty easy, though you have the Loon Guards. It's Linus Lundgaard, not necessarily Linus or, Rasmussen. It's Scott McLaughlin. Some people might say McLaughlin. But really, these names are fairly easy. For me, this is my 23rd year in Turn 4 at the Indianapolis 500.
Wow.
And you just have to be ready for anything. I mean, I think back... two of the calls that I remember the most, Marco Andretti is a teenager leading the Indianapolis 500, and Sam Hornish Jr. passes him in Turn 4. And I think my call was, can a teenager win the Indianapolis 500? I wasn't going to say he was going to win it because then he didn't. And then the other one would be 2011. I think we all remember when J.R. Hildebrand had the lead and he crashed into the wall.
He slid into the wall, yeah. Man.
Yeah, and you have to react to that, and so you have to be prepared for anything. If there's anything I've learned in my 20 plus years in Turn 4, you must be prepared to call anything.
All right. Well, it's going to be a great race. Hope we get it in today.
Well, and Chris, one more question real quick. I know this is might be too encompassing, but of all the things Michael Young does, what's the most irritating off the air? I mean, it's almost too many to mention. I understand that.
What turn?
He's in Turn 3.
He's in Turn 2.
Oh, Turn 2.
Yeah.
They demoted him.
Even tougher. All the accidents were.
Here's what we would all say is if Michael keeps the call too long, then it throws everybody out of whack, right? So he's got to make sure that he gives it up in proper time so that Turn 3 can do it and then I can get it. Because if Michael gets too verbose, we're all in trouble.
I know it. I feel your pain, Chris.
Yeah. It's like playing a Led Zeppelin song on FM radio. You got I'm giving it back to myself in Turn 2.
Oh boy. Okay.
Hey, thanks so much for your time, Chris. Have a great race today. We certainly appreciate your good work.
Yes.
All right, thanks all of you.
Thanks,
Great
man.
to be with you.
And it's Romain Grosjean. Romain Grosjean.
Grosjean. Why do you have such a problem with that name?
Because it's weird.
No, it's not.
And he's such a nice guy. And by the way, he designs his own shoes, and he gave me a pair. He's an awesome guy.
Wearing them today. Good luck for Romain.
Yeah, it's good luck, of course.
That's nice.
Hey, thank you, Chris.
Hold him up.
All right, thanks, guys.
Bye, Chris.
That's great. Can you imagine sitting next to him at the game? He's got to be doing the play-by-play in his head.
Always.
Yeah.
Should ask him where his seats were.
Why?
He works for the Pacers.
Okay.
I see.
Ace.
I thought you meant. I was going to say it. The Indy 500.
I know where his seat is. It's in Turn 4, way up high.
No, I'm talking about the Pacer game.
Oh.
You know, one of the things we don't talk about is there's no men's room up there.
Michael has told me that, he has a bottle and stuff up there for that. Yeah.
I mean, because they're on the roof.
Right.
Yeah. There's probably a bucket.
They have a way.
Or maybe he'll Michael every now and then will go, oh, it seems to be picking up a little rain in turn 2. maybe not. Maybe not.
Okay. Well, once again, you want to go over the forecast, Christy?
Yes, the forecast is not looking great at this point, at least for a start on time. Variable cloudiness, showers and thunderstorms likely. Some could be severe. I was just watching Angela Buckman over there, and it looks like the radar is getting closer and closer to Terre Haute. You know the infamous words.
Yeah.
And it's raining in
Terre Haute.
But there could be a break. It looks like between 3 and 5, maybe 3 and 6. So we'll keep our fingers crossed. Our high today is 76. Overnight, thunderstorms likely down to 63. But for Memorial Day, clouds in the morning, but otherwise it should be partly cloudy and a high of 74. So.
Okay, well, thank you very much. The 108th running of the Indianapolis 500 scheduled for today, and we're going to kind of wait and see. We talked with Doug Bowles. Their big concern is lightning, and they're going to be keeping you apprised of what the status of that is and what to do with respect to where you are at any given moment.
Right.
So that'll all be coming up. Once again, we have a bunch of videos we recorded this week with a number of the drivers, including Scott Dixon, Elio Castroneves, the aforementioned Romain Grosjean. Romain Grosjean.
And if there's a word you can mispronounce.
Think Caesar salad, Romain
Grosjean.
Grosjean.
Yeah.
Why can you name nail Louis Vuitton, but you can't say Romain Grosjean?
Romain Grosjean wears shoes by Louis Vuitton. No, he designed his own shoes.
Yeah.
They're
You're
very
fascinated by that.
And you got a pair?
Yeah.
All right.
I should have brought them in.
Yeah.
Sorry. Should have put them on, but I was in a hurry this morning. Renus VK. I got that one right.
Okay.
We have a number of guests coming up that will include the governor, the mayor of Indianapolis, Joe Hogsett, and we're going to talk with the gentleman who will be singing Back Home Again.
Jim Cornelison. He's going to be singing Back Home Again in Indiana.
Well, very good, very good. Interesting
Tears
guy.
to my eyes every year.
Yeah.
The tradition, of course, for many years featured the Jim Neighbors, of course. Mm-hmm. And it's a tough gig to step into, but he does an amazing job. And we'll look forward to talking to him sometime soon, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure, so we'll wait and see on that. We have Willie G out at somewhere in the wilds.
And hopefully
of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
It has been announced the menu at the Speedway and a couple of the newer items. The chili dog smothered in short ribs.
Yeah.
And we're hoping that Willie can get his hand on one of those and hold it up to the camera and take a big bite out of that.
Now, some trivia about Jim.
Jim Neighbors?
No, about Jim Cornelison.
Okay.
Am I getting it right?
Yep.
You got that one right.
Yeah.
You know, his middle name is Grosjean. You people...
Why don't you like him so much? Just date him. Romain Grosjean.
Is he cute?
Is he cute?
He's really funny.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how it starts.
That is how it starts.
He's so funny. He makes me laugh all the time.
I can't get his name out of my mind.
Oh.
Yes.
Does he have to sing "Oh Canada" at the hockey game?
Geez.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He sings at the Blackhawks games.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, Jim does both.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he sings both at the Blackhawks games.
Does he sing it in English or French?
I believe English.
Does "Oh Canada"? They have to have French lyrics, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think to get around that at the hockey games, they put the French up on the scoreboard.
Do they?
I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it just,
as far as you know.
I don't know why.
Well, ask him.
Okay.
That's a great question for him.
We have a couple of other good ones. Now, do you know that he is a graduate from Indiana University? He's got a master's degree in music from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just one other little trivia fact.
We have so much in common. Other than
do you have a degree
I didn't go
from
to
Indiana
and I don't have any sort of degree. But
Or
other
in
than
music,
that, no.
Do you know what the state song of Indiana is?
Why did
Sugar
you ask
cream
us
pie.
that?
State song?
Oh, my bad.
The official state song of Indiana is "On the Banks of the Wabash Far Away."
Oh, yeah.
Which
Why isn't it
know
Back
that.
Home Again in Indiana?
we're going to ask the governor if one of his last things is if he can allow Jess Hooker to get a vanity plate and we can have the song switch.
Yes.
And get some sugar cream pies delivered.
Yeah.
I bet he could get that
I know
through.
a place for that.
Okay. Right now, we're taking a short break. We're going to come back with some great guests. This program is brought to you by Silac Insurance, where you will say, if I'm not mistaken, you will say, check, please. Is that correct, Mr. McGee?
That's exactly right. Do it like this. Check, please.
Okay, but we got something new here. This is another round of What Will Chick Pick? And we're going to do that right now? I think we can.
We can. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm ready.
It's sponsored by Silac Insurance. The rules are simple. 2 possible scenarios. You pick either A or B. Are you ready?
All right, give me A.
Okay, scenario A. In retirement, you spend all day in desperation, concerned about inflation.
I don't like that.
That's A. Or scenario B. You go to your mailbox once a month and pick up a check.
I'll take B.
That's the correct answer. Chick McGee, or should I say Mailbox McGee?
Mailbox McGee, baby. That's right. I get up and I run to the mailbox. That's my job.
Who wouldn't want that job? Because with Silac, you can become secure in your retirement. You can have the possibility of earning immediate interest.
Those are some great cans, Tom, but what about, there must be some cans.
You can't outlive your money.
Oh, that's good. That's absolutely very good.
SILAC. Get all the info at Silac, INS. That's Silac.com.
I believe we have
Bob and Tom.
We have the governor on the phone for you there,
perfect.
Tom.
All right. Governor Holcomb, can you hear me, sir?
Hold on 1 second.
Oh. Was that Jess?
Did we?
Hello.
Hey, Governor. Good morning, sir.
It is indeed a great morning.
Now, Governor, of course, a distinguished graduate of Pike High School.
That's right.
And Hanover College.
I have the proof. I have the degree. It's framed on the wall. So if people are questioning this, I got a lot of friends.
Now, you do kind of have 1 foot out the door.
That's not very nice.
Well, no, I mean,
do you have a list of people you're going to go up to and have a couple things to say to them as you're
I'm going to bite my lip for 232 days, which is about 5,500 hours.
Holy heck!
Not that he's counting down or anything.
Do you have a gig lined up, if you will, for the next phase of your career?
I'll have options. Let's just say it that way. I've told a lot of people.
Well,
how's this sound? The president of Ford Motor Company. How does that sound?
Well, I was going to ask the governor if he could do sports.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Son of a! What are you doing?
That'd be a dream come true.
There you go.
I'll bring the coffee.
Okay.
Or whatever you put in it.
All right. And Governor, do you have any official duties today at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway?
We do. We've got about 1,000 plus international guests in town. We had a global economic summit, 41 different diplomatic delegations coming from 30 different countries for the last 72 hours, and they're all here. And I can't tell you, they all look like kids, in the 8th grade, already out at the track, because this has been kind of the cherry on top to all the work that's been going on. But they're in for a real bucket list treat today. And by the way, they're seeing things they can't unsee. Like when you come from all over the world and see things for the first time, because they've just heard me brag about it.
Uh-huh.
But, now they're seeing it's all true, and people watching is as good as the race watching.
Yeah, live and in person, all of that going on.
Where can you see a beer can pyramid? Come on.
A beer can.
It's the Indy 500 is obviously such an international event.
Australia,
right?
Yeah, selfies with people that aren't dressed as they are, which is really fun to watch.
Well, Governor, what's the coolest perk of being governor?
It's got to be the parking spaces, right? Got to be.
Parking is I mean, flying in on a.
Oh, we lost him.
On a helicopter.
I'm flying in on a helicopter. I guess on race day.
is.
Yeah, there he is. He's back.
Yeah, I mean that's hard to top, but just the people you get to meet and learning about everyone's story and how similar we all are and our backgrounds all are, and how one twist or turn in life puts you maybe on the front row at the Indy 500 as a driver or an owner or you name it, or just a fan. That's what really drives me every.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Did we lose you again? Have you been in the 2-seater?
I have. Mario Andretti drove me, so that was a big perk.
Wow. Now,
I thought you might be too tall for it. Really? That's exciting. Wow.
Getting in wasn't the hard part, but getting out was.
So it's sort of like being governor.
Not to look. Yeah, please don't look at me. Try to hold something.
Now, do they give you a pace car when you leave the governorship?
No, but I probably should inquire. I mean,
I think you could pass a law.
There's probably some ethics rules that you can't do it as governor, but why not after governor?
Yeah, talk to Mr. Penske, get that done. Well, Governor, thank you so much for your time. Have a great race day.
Awesome. You guys too.
All right,
Take care.
Stay in touch.
Thank you.
You too. Bye-bye.
So he knows exactly how many hours he's going to be governor. Well, I want to say thanks again to our friends at Silac Insurance for bringing you this special broadcast of the Bob and Tom Show. And don't forget, you can find them at silacins.com/Bob and Tom. That's silacins.com/Bob and Tom. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Q90 500 traffic.
Plenty of stop traffic around the Speedway.
Kyle Kirkwood is our guest. And did you see about the big Kyle thing last week? They made an attempt to get the world record for the most Kyles in Kyle, Texas.
I thought you were going to bring up the Kyle Busch thing. But,
Well, a lot of Kyles in the news.
That was a big Kyle
There's
thing.
a lot of Kyles in the news.
The man can take a punch.
Yeah, well, there's several punchable Kyles, not
But you're the least punchable
least
Kyle.
punchable Kyle.
Yeah.
Kyle, Texas failed to do it, but they were trying to get the world record.
That's one of those deals where if you really want to make sure you can do that.
If you're going to promote it, you better do it.
Yeah.
Oh, God, the world. What is the world record? I'll think of it.
That's crazy.
I'm surprised they had a world record before that.
I mean, what do people do with their lives? Sorry, Kyle, Texas.
Can you check on that? We had a world record. Any unusual rituals pre-race?
Not really. No, I'm pretty simple. I've got one superstition. I always wear Adidas. I won't wear Nike.
Oh,
you guys both got Nike on.
Yeah, I respect that, though.
I crashed out of one race in Formula 4 when I was younger, and I was like, the only thing I changed were my shoes. So I went back to wearing Adidas, won the next race, and I was like, you know what? I'm crazy. I'm going back to wearing my Nikes the next race. I crashed again, and I was like, it's the shoes.
That's
so
it.
Ever since then.
It's got to be the shoes, money. It's got to be the shoes. Adidas, please sponsor this guy. Come on.
What size do you wear?
What are we doing?
40. Sorry, I'm thinking. I've been 8 in US, 8.5
US.
Yeah,
8.5.
Yeah. My feet got to fit inside the cockpit somehow. They're small.
Those are little baby feet.
Yeah. Hey, easy on my feet.
Who was the driver that you thought was the coolest?
I have to say it was Dan Weldon. It was Dan Weldon always. I remember him winning it in 2011. That was like one of the coolest moments of my childhood, and he was also around the karting track too. He would always race for this team called Ocala Grand Prix, and I actually raced for that team for a certain amount of time. And he was the only professional driver that I was young and I was just starstruck, and I went up and just started talking to him, and he talked to me for like 10 or 15 minutes.
That's cool.
And I didn't know who this guy was, right? He just talked to me. How's your day going? Didn't know who I was, right? And ever since then, it kind of just stuck with me. I was like, that guy's a legend. So I was always a huge fan of him, and I always looked up to him.
There were 706 Kyles in Kyle, Texas. The record's 2,320.
Oh, they were way short.
Was it also in Kyle,
do we know what
Texas?
name that was?
What?
Okay. Who knows? But,
Jeez, come on.
Thank you.
Right.
Anyway,
super.
Well, we've all been educated today.
Thank you, guys.
There you go.
Race fans, it's May, and you're out at the track. You're hot and thirsty. If you don't get some relief quick, just like those Indy cars, your body's gonna overheat. That's why you need the cool, refreshing blast of body fuel. It's like an overhaul for your body in a 12-ounce can. Just one drink, and you'll be refueled and ready for anything your busy lifestyle demands. Excuse me, sir. You look hot and thirsty.
Boy, I sure am. I got my 2 kids with me, and I forgot the cooler in the car. God, it's got to be 100 degrees out here. I could sure go for a cold drink of water.
Water? You don't want water. You want something that'll replenish all the fluids you've lost. You need the overhaul for your body in a 12-ounce can. You need body fuel.
Body fuel? I never heard of it.
That's because it's new. Here, try this with.
Jesus! This tastes like motor oil.
Well, there is some motor oil in there. And some transmission fluid, gasoline, and even a little engine coolant.
Engine coolant? Hey, I can't see.
Well, of course you can't see. That's the power of body on your system, making it just like brand new. What do you think of body fuel?
Are you trying to kill me? Hey, what's that fizzing noise?
That's a little battery amp. Sure, it'll keep your body running smooth and efficient. How do you like the sporty racing look of the package?
I can't see it. I can't see anything.
Well, it's very sporty. Don't worry, preliminary testing shows that the blindness is only a temporary side effect. Anyway, how about that refreshing, cool, clear taste?
Come here. I'm going to sue you bastards. Come here. Where are you? I can't see anything.
Body fuel. When you're so thirsty you could die. Try one of Body Fuel's 3 delicious flavors: original lemon lime, iced tea, or diesel.
I can't feel my tongue. My gums are bleeding. My gums are bleeding.
Body Fuel from the people who brought you Thirspiration Plus. It's the health drink for those on the run. Go out and pick up some Body Fuel today at a supermarket or auto parts store near you.
Come here, you son of a bitch.
I will remind you that this is a special broadcast of the Bob and Tom Show for the 108th running of the Indianapolis 500, brought to you by Silac Insurance. Say check, please.
Check, please.
Well, thank you very much, Chick McGee. And we have a number of videos that we did this week on the Bob and Tom YouTube pages, if you will, talking to some of the drivers, some really cool stories, a great tattoo story from Scott Dixon. We talked with Santino Ferrucci, Elio Castroneves, Romain Grosjean. Did I get it right? And Felix Rosenqvist, Renus V. Case. There's some beautiful names, like poetry. We got a Renus, we got a Linus, and they're in the race. And as Willie pointed out, Willie had a great piece about the Borg Warner Trophy.
Oh, yes.
Hope you had a chance to hear that. It's that'll remain a classic, I think. And we're hoping to hook up with the gentleman who'll be singing back home again in Indiana at some point this morning.
Jim Cornelison.
That's I can't pronounce it. You got it.
I know.
You've nailed it.
I'm going to step right in.
And then,
there are just certain names like that are just in your brain. You just
I know how
can't
to
say.
pronounce Joe Hogseth's name.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I thought it was Hoghead.
Oh, no.
I'm way off. I'm sorry. That's why I was going to dress up like a hog to help
he's
him get
not,
elected.
Now he's not going to call.
No, he'll call. It's not the first time I've said that.
Okay.
He just texted me. He's calling.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, he texts you, does he?
Yeah, we're buddies.
How
Well,
nice.
isn't that tidy?
That's Jess Hooker. And Jess Hooker is sitting in. She sat in the famous IndyCar two-seater. And now I bring that up because we have.
Did it remind you of going to a doctor when the guy told you to scooch down?
What?
You mean for like a pap smear?
How would that even compare?
What is wrong with you?
What is wrong with you?
Well, you said your legs were.
He said scoot down like you're getting in a bathtub because that's the angle that the seat is in.
Yeah.
Not like you're in.
Down.
Not like you're in the stirrups.
You're not laying down with your feet in the air.
Well, that'd be fun, wouldn't it? You see the skies, you fly around. Woo!
You know what? We should bring in some stirrups and make you sit in one of those.
I am up for that.
In the back of a pickup truck.
Giddy up.
And
This happened.
There'd be a whistling sound as he went around the track. What I was trying to do was make.
Do you remember that? They had stirrups in the back of the pickup truck, and they were giving women exams.
Excuse me.
We're moving away from that.
Well, that was a long time ago.
Here's the problem was two morons on the radio had suggested having a bikini contest in the snake pit.
Wonder who those two morons were.
And when we were asked to leave,
Yeah.
this was years ago.
Yes.
Immediately.
Oh, one of these morons is in here right now.
Immediately topless.
Yeah, it was.
Immediately chance of skin to win.
Yeah, those are the old days. What I was trying to segue into here was
delicately and
we have an interesting news story about what is called car incompatibility. And this involves a survey about a relationship between one and one's partner.
Okay.
If you share an automobile or a truck. And
it was commissioned by Mazda, and they asked 2,000 married or cohabitating Americans who've been in a relationship for at least 5 years to share, and they share a vehicle. And this is what they found out: 1 in 4 couples consider themselves car incompatible.
See what I'm
They can't get along with each other in the same car. They don't like it. They don't like sharing.
Why can't they get another car? I don't understand that part.
Maybe they live in the city and there's limited parking.
Yeah, maybe, I guess.
Not everybody makes Chick McGee money.
I mean, if you need another car, go out and buy a car.
Yeah, I mean,
what the hell's the problem?
Bubble
Instead of getting your window fix, Ace, go out and buy another car.
That's what Tom would have done.
Well, I don't know why he hasn't.
10% believe being car incompatible is a relationship deal breaker. That's a little rough.
Yep, that sounds like they were really in love until the car thing.
Survey says.
Yeah.
60% said they're more likely to be the better driver of the two of them.
Of course.
Of course.
Wait a second. We're going to break away for a second. I think we have Willie G. Is that,
Willie!
There we go. Hey, Willie.
There he is.
How are we doing, people? Good to see you.
Oh, we're doing great. Have you counted the Brazilians on the on the Borg Warner?
There's a few on that. You guys, I got to tell you, everyone's here. That kid that played Elvis is here.
Yeah.
Celebrity Drew Powell is here.
Yes, sir.
A guy that used to sell me weed in a Marsh parking lot is here.
He's here. That's exciting, Willie.
It does look quite packed there in the pagoda.
Did you hear my beautifully done piece, by the way, about food available at the Speedway? Did you hear that? About the chili dog?
Find the short rib chili dogs. I did find a Willy dog, which is a breakfast burrito that I made last night. I made them for the fellas.
Okay.
This year I did a new hatch green chili salsa, and he
Nice.
loved it. He was freaking out about it.
I'm so proud of you
That
being
sounds
prepared.
really good.
Oh, man, you're
Thank
all
you.
set and ready to go.
Jess, I went to the Good Butcher Shop and I got the fatty ham, the city ham. It's
Good
delicious.
job, Wilbur.
Yes,
Auntie
ma'am.
Jess is proud of you.
Nice.
You guys, the people behind me are proving that you are never too old to drink in the morning.
Yeah.
This defies class. There are accountants and forklift operators drinking before 10 a.m. It's incredible.
We are the world. We are the children.
I'm seeing Miller Lights. I'm seeing Bloody Marys. I saw a mom steal a Capri Sun from her kid and make a mixed drink with it. The people are on their feet.
Yes, sir.
5 minutes ago, I saw a hot girl drinking a White Claw.
Yeah.
She told me she put $10 on Joseph Kindergarten.
Okay.
Now, Willie G., you're in the Chevrolet area, right?
Yes, sir.
I
We're
see,
right here
yeah, there
by
you
the
go.
pagoda.
Okay, now I can see the Corvettes behind you.
We're by this electric Corvette. People are very interested in it. They keep approaching me, and I go, hey, thanks for saying hi. Thanks for listening to the show. And they go, no, we want to see that electric Corvette, you dick. Please move.
You should probably try to sell them one. See what happens.
Yeah, maybe you'll get some commission.
What do I have to do to put you in this hybrid Corvette?
That does look like it could actually take off and get to the moon.
Yeah.
That is one beautiful, beautiful automobile. A Corvette, of course, will be the pace car in the 108th running of the Indianapolis 500.
Driven by?
Have you... Go ahead.
Ken Griffey Jr.
That's right.
Yes.
Oh,
The kid.
Yeah, the kid.
Because when I think Indianapolis, I think Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah, how come Drew Powell isn't driving that thing?
Yeah.
Now, have you
Are
run
we
into...
interrupting your breakfast?
He's eating his breakfast burrito.
You got to stay hydrated, and you got to get a good base.
That's true. You got to. Yeah.
Now, has Drew Powell found you yet?
We have not found Drew yet. He is either lying to us and ignoring us, or his bus got a little held up. So we'll see. He could be kind of Hollywood.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks, Willie. Great stuff. Appreciate
And
it.
you guys, the party's going on here. I will say, I was trying to smoke. I found these guys, the Gordon Pipers.
Yeah?
They didn't have like one pipe. They really got to change their name.
That's wonderful.
They could be the Gordon Vapors.
You have to a marijuana group and call them the Gordon Pipers.
Jake, it's not that funny, but it's a little cute.
It's real cute.
And what are those hats called that they wear? Are those
Tams?
They could get Tams with built-in dreadlocks.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
It's
Okay.
$1 million idea.
Okay. Do you smell any weed yet?
I don't, but I think you guys would be. There are no cigarettes. I've only seen people vaping today.
No
It's
kidding.
So odd.
Huh.
Yeah. There's a lot of vapors around here.
Hey, Willie, did those really cool folks from Albuquerque flag you down when we left coffee yesterday?
They did, Dad. I just said hi to them. I didn't make them pull over because I'm not going to be a cop wherever I go.
And and they said to him, "Hey, your dad's really an odd guy."
Yeah.
I know.
So remember when we left the coffee shop, Willie? I said to you, I forgot where I parked my car.
I know.
So I'm walking around downtown Broad Ripple looking for my car. A lot of people have white cars. It's very confusing.
Did you do your clicker when you hit your button?
That's what the guy told me to do. I forgot that worked.
Oh my God, Tom.
Well,
Why don't we
I don't think the white cars are the problem. Yeah. I think it's the old white man driving the car. That's the issue.
Yeah. I want to say hi to those cool guys from the lady. She's a beautiful woman, and
she's a beautiful woman,
and her very handsome husband,
equally handsome.
So nice.
Also, I was listening earlier. How did you figure out what Native American tribe she's from? What questions are you asking people?
Oh, because we were talking about Albuquerque.
You don't look like you're from here. What are you?
Where did that come from?
We were just talking about Albuquerque, and I happened to be reading the Oppenheimer book, and he spent all this time out in.
Sure.
He loves
Los
New Mexico,
Alamos,
so we were talking about New Mexico. This poor guy probably wanted to go get his lunch, and here I've got him in a parking lot in Broad Ripple, Indiana, talking about Albuquerque and New Mexico. This is great.
All subjects open at all times.
All
Tom
times,
Grizzle.
no matter
All
what.
times.
Yep.
Okay, well, thanks, Willie. Enjoy that sandwich. Great stuff.
Thank you, guys. This is Willie Grizzle reporting live from Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Okay. Thank you very much. Once again, it's the Bob and Tom Show. Brought to you by Silac Insurance. Just say check, please. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Q90 500 traffic.
Street closures related to the 500, which will begin in a few hours. Georgetown Road is closed both ways from 16.
Santino Ferrucci is here with us.
Yeah.
Great race car driver.
Thank you guys for having me on.
I was just saying earlier, and also shoe guy.
Yeah, sneakerhead.
Sneakerhead. I remember that about you immediately. Have you designed any sneakers with all this love you have for them?
No, I just like the Jordans that come out and the occasional couple other shoes, some dress shoes and stuff like that, but nothing crazy.
Last year you had some, though, that were specific to you, weren't they?
Yeah, so a guy named Chuck hand-painted a pair of hand-painted a pair of Jordans to match the car livery last year.
Nice.
So those are sitting in because they're hand-painted and they're oil, they're sitting in a case at my house on display. Because, I mean, those are really, really cool.
Do you wear everything you buy?
Of course.
Yeah, I know. I've got buddies who are like, why would you wear those? I'm like,
you
if
gotta
I'm
wear
buying them, I'm
Absolutely.
wearing them. No one's coming to my bedroom.
Who are you saving them for,
exactly.
man?
That's what I said. Same
Like, what?
I'm wearing them. I'm wearing.
Yeah.
Life's too short.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to try this on. You ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Here we go.
Ready?
Oh, you got him. I love this.
Almost. My head's a little too big.
My head. Come on.
There we go.
There we go.
Look at this.
All right, since we're going.
There we go.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go.
Santino Ferrucci.
We got the hair.
This is made for tiny heads.
Speaking of charity, I should mention Homes for Our Troops, which is what AJ's got going.
Yes.
Along with the ABC. Yep. And it's a great program. You want to tell me a little bit more about it?
Yeah, so it's for our post 9/11 vets. So all of our, everyone that's been out there fighting for us, fighting for our freedoms. They come home. There's a lot going on, man. I mean, they're at war. They see a bunch of things, and sometimes they're not always best equipped to come back into civilian life. So Homes for Our Troops helps them with all the disabled vets with housing. Because they need custom houses. I mean, these guys are missing legs or arms and stuff like that. I've met a couple of them throughout my years here, and I hang out with a bunch of them while driving for AJ. These are some of the coolest guys, man. I thought what I did was really, really cool. These guys are out there in like choppers doing 230 on the ground level, shooting at things. Like it is insane. Like they have some videos and stuff. It's like sit there and be like, huh. I'm not that crazy. That's another level of crazy. But
a lot of these guys need ramps and very specialized equipment.
Super specialized. They can cook. It gives them their life back.
Yeah.
It goes back to cooking, driving, living in their house without help. They don't need any aid once they have these custom houses. So it just gives them that piece of freedom for themselves.
Awesome.
Back. Yeah.
And I can real quick plug it because fans of our show can go to bobandtom.com/HFOT, which simply stands for Homes for Our Troops. So you can get on board and help out because it's a great program. We met one of the guys last year, and we'll be meeting them again. And how amazing this is, as you say, it gives them their life back.
Yes, and it's a great charity. More than 90 cents to every dollar goes back into these homes. So it's really, really, really good that way. It's super sustainable.
And one super cool thing that I just found out, ABC Supply is matching donations in the month of May in honor of the Indy 500 up to $1 million. So if you make a donation, it gets doubled right away.
Yeah,
so
awesome. Yeah.
How cool is that?
We raised almost $4 million last year. The goal this year is $4 million.
Wow.
So, yeah, they upped it a little bit. So that means we got to run out front, man. We got to lead some more laps.
Now, you did fine in qualifying. You feeling pretty good about it? You're way up there.
Yeah, we're second row again, so I'm pretty happy about that. This year on the outside of row 2, which I'm even more stoked for. Inside row 2 wasn't really my thing. I don't like the bottleneck from the 3 leaders. I want to have the freedoms of being on the outside, looking in. And, yeah, race car's good. I mean, if we had this conversation a week ago, I would say that I'm not really sure where we are at all. But sitting here today, you know, I'm very confident in our car. I feel like we have one of the better cars on the grid.
Go fast, baby.
Hey, let's raise some money for this charity, boys. We got a $4 million goal to hit. So
absolutely. Once again,
and I love the hair.
BobandTom.com.
Yeah, exactly. I've never seen Tom with hair.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I'm keeping this thing.
Oh, man.
BobandTom.com/HFOT. That's HFOT. Homes for our troops. And the great Santino Ferrucci.
Let's go.
Sounds like a guy in the circus, though. And now, on the high wire, Santino Ferrucci. Hey, everybody, this is Tom from the Bob and Tom Show to tell you about a great cause to help support our veterans.
The number 14 ABC Supply Team Chevy will be repping homes for our troops in the Indianapolis 500.
During the month of May, ABC Supply will match donations made to Homes for Our Troops up to $1 million to build more specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans.
To learn more and donate, visit bobandtom.com/HFOT by clicking the link below.
Nation. It's easy. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com.
920 Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show. Here's Christy.
Q95 weather. Partly cloudy with scattered thunderstorms, possibly severe. Some could produce large hail damaging winds. High 76. Hey. And then overnight, we still have a chance for thunderstorms down to 63. Tomorrow, we start out with clouds, but then some sunshine in the afternoon on Memorial Day and a high of 74. Currently, it's 69.
Thank you very much. I think we may have the mayor on the phone. We do? Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor, can you hear me?
Hey, how you doing, Tom?
Hey, good.
There he is.
Hey, Joe, we can meet at Target again next week.
I was gonna say I've been missing you. I've been waiting for you. So let's get back to shopping.
I'm there every day. Joe Hogshead is actually a distinguished mayor of the city of Indianapolis, and I voted for you, so you owe me $10.
I voted for you twice. How about that?
So he owes you 20?
He owes me 20.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Mr. Mayor, do you have any official duties today?
Well, yes. I'm in charge of keeping the rain away. You all know that if rain in any way impacts today's race, guess who gets blamed?
Oh, yeah. I know.
The mayor.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's right.
The mayor.
Yeah.
So we gotta keep. The crowd's great. Everybody's coming into the track in a very safe and orderly way. I don't know how long they'll stay orderly, but because sometimes the beverages take over. But no, it's gonna be a great day. You know, it's May in Indianapolis, and there's so many cool things going on in Indianapolis right now that it's fun that we come together on Memorial Day weekend and celebrate the race.
Yeah, what a weekend with the Pacers and the Indy 500, and the Pacers will be picking it up, right? They'll be getting it back on the winning streak.
Yeah, right.
They have played so well, even though they've come up short, against Boston. But I'm optimistic that they'll win Monday night, and we'll go back to Boston and play a Game 5, and hopefully come back to Indianapolis and play a Game 6.
Now, as mayor, do you get some kind of special treatment in order to get into the Speedway? Do they give you like a limo or a helicopter or something cool?
I wish. I think that they know me well enough to know that I'm just a country bumpkin, and I have to find my way in. But no, I get in reasonably well because I get out here so early. I'm just ahead of the crowd, and it's a long day, but it's a great day, and I'm looking forward to keeping the weather good, and we'll get a good race in.
What was the first race you attended? Do you remember?
Yeah, it probably would have been 1971 or 72.
Wow.
And I was of course, many people know I was not born in Indianapolis. I was born and raised in a little town called Rushville. And so a bunch of my Rushville buddies and I got into a van, and we came up the night before the race.
Yeah, you did.
Slept out on we slept out on 16th Street, and then of course we headed to the old Snake Pit in Turn 1, which was nothing more than just degradation.
Oh yeah,
Joe.
Those were the golden years.
I saw my
of the
first everything
Snake
there, I
Pit.
think.
Yeah. Thank God they've cleaned that up.
Yeah.
Don't you think one of his buddies looked at him one day and talked to the other buddy and said, "Look at Joe. He's going to be mayor someday. Look at him." Damn right he is.
Chick, all I can say is technology is a great thing,
Yeah.
but I am so glad that there were no cell phones when I was that age coming up to the race.
Yes,
Because
sir.
I think had any of that been recorded, I would not ever have been elected mayor.
I don't know. The way things are today, I might have been. You better get elected president. Joe, do you remember who won that first race you went to?
Oh, it had to be Al, right? 71? No, Donahue? I haven't gone yet.
I want to say it was Donahue.
Oh, Mark Donahue. Remember Mark Donahue?
Sure,
He was when I was a kid. He was one of my favorite
been,
drivers. Yeah.
I think it would have been 72, and I think Mark Donahue won the race that year.
Okay, now as mayor of Indianapolis and a resident of Marion County, I assume that when you pick a winner, you have to pick one of the drivers that lives in Marion County. Is that correct?
In fact, even though he doesn't live in Marion County, I've always been a Connor Daly fan, who's a local boy. And believe it or not, my neighbor, catacornered from my home, is Alexander Rossi.
Oh.
That means
I live at 82nd and Washington Boulevard. And
so what's Rossi's dress? No.
And what's your private phone number? And your mother's maiden name, please.
Yes, exactly.
Well, Scott Dixon lives right over that way too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We got a lot of drivers in my neighborhood, so I kind of pull for them. And then who could be against Elio Castroneves? Maybe picking up his fifth win. He's the oldest driver in the race, and he's such a wonderful personality that it's hard to not cheer for Elio.
Yeah, I was talking to Rossi, who lives up there, and I live kind of near there too. And Rossi said he'd like you to install a roundabout right up there at the Meridian and 465. Just
Tom, that he has made me aware of the same thing, and it's being done.
Okay, because as you know, Carmel has more roundabouts than any city in the world.
Tom, you realize that installing a roundabout, as you say, is not like putting a ceiling fan in. You know that, right? I mean, it's a little more complicated.
If they shut that area down to put in a roundabout, how pissed you would be.
I'd have to move back over here.
I don't know how this happened. They put a damn roundabout in my I don't know where that idea came from.
Well, Joe Hogg said thanks, Joe.
And Tom,
yes.
I just want to end with this. Yes. Hamilton County and Carmel have more roundabouts than any place in Indiana. But we have, in Indianapolis, the first roundabout and the most important roundabout in the entire state, and that's at Monument Circle in downtown Indianapolis.
That's right. That's
All right.
right.
Good point, Joe. Thank you, sir. Mr. Mayor, thank you. Have a great race today.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Sir Christy, and thank you, Chick.
You're welcome. Thank you, buddy.
All right. Now, he and I go to the same Target. I don't know if
Well, your neighbors, now it makes sense. I didn't know he lived that close to you.
He could get me out of a ticket, right? I mean,
maybe.
It depends. It depends what it's for.
Oh,
What, are you planning on getting arrested for something?
It was assault.
Oh.
But
Jesus.
That one he can't
well,
help
that
you
really
with.
escalated.
Yeah, that's awful. So we were talking about this car incompatibility, and the setup on this is so that if you drive the same car as your significant other, or this could also even be like a son or a daughter or whatever, if you just have you're a one-car family, and they've talked to 2,000 people that were in this situation, and the survey's kind of interesting. Christy, can you get back to it?
A lot of other different things that they found, like 40% are more likely to sing while driving than their spouse. Do you sing more when you're driving or not driving?
I absolutely sing more when I'm driving.
Me too.
And I'm convinced I sound great.
Me too.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Nearly 30% of respondents have gotten into disagreements specifically over how the car's settings are adjusted. Now, this could be the temperature, this could be the radio, this could be...
Well, if you're borrowing a car, by the way, and you reset the seats, and it's got one of those buttons that remembers it, don't hit 1. 1 is my setting. Then I get back in the car.
And you hit 1.
I hit 1, and all of a sudden, I'm up like this against the steering wheel because someone who's 5'2" has been driving my car. Not
These
Kelly.
are on.
Not Kelly.
I was going to say, she's not 5'2".
No, never mind.
I wonder who that could be.
Someone else is.
It's his girlfriend.
Okay.
Thanks, Christy. Yeah, I owe you one. Don't worry.
It's coming, Christy.
You are going to regret that.
No, isn't this a rule? This rule is as old as the golden rule. Whoever's driving is in charge of the radio and all the settings.
Absolutely.
Now, okay, tell that.
No, he can pass that off. He can.
No, that's true.
He can let someone else do it, but it's up to him.
The passenger princess is in charge of everything but the driving.
No.
Yes, my 11-year-old daughter and my 8-year-old daughter are in charge of the radio. That's why I'm actually, you know something? It's forcing me to listen to some really good music that I wouldn't be exposed
That's
to.
nice.
You mean like levitating?
Like, I'm levitating. Like Dua Lipa. But conversely, for those of you that have young kids, and you're of a certain age, and you're walking around, and all of a sudden they're singing these great classic rock songs, and you go, where did you hear that? And it's always because they're in movies.
Yeah. And TikTok. A lot of these songs are coming back because of TikTok trends.
And because the songs are so great.
They are.
It's just so funny to have some 8-year-old walking by singing a Bob Seger classic. Where the hell are you? But again, and conversely,
Don't you play music for them, though? Like your favorite classic rock songs?
No, they're in charge of Are you kidding?
You're driving. Be the boss.
Tell them, you want to talk to an 8-year-old?
When getting into the vehicle after their spouse has been driving, respondents said they frequently have to readjust several settings, including seat position, mirrors, seat backs, and the stereo. Half of respondents...
By the way, that's, to me, the most difficult one.
What, the stereo?
Yeah, depending on what kind of car it is. I don't want to mention a certain brand name.
Well, now you recall that the car would turn off when he would adjust the radio.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
He had that problem.
Yeah.
And I tried to reason with him. I said, now, what do you think the Audi people were thinking? Well, the car turns off when you go from AM to FM, but that's the best we can do.
The Audi has one of the best radios out there.
Yeah,
There's a certain very expensive car that has the worst radio known to man. I can't read that, Jason.
It's Paul Page.
Oh, all right. Oh, cool. Mr. Page, can you hear me, sir? There we go.
There he
Paul.
is.
Hey, Paul.
Hey, how you doing?
Look at that.
Good, sir. My dad.
Yeah.
I'm just a race fan.
The great Paul Page.
Yeah, my old neighbor. How's the neighborhood, Paul?
Yeah, right. Neighborhoods, it's great. You ought to come back.
I've thought about it.
Paul Page is...
They sold all those burned-out homes, and so it's going pretty good.
Okay, good.
God, Paul, just hearing your voice just brings back the memories. The voice of the Indianapolis 500, Mr. Paul Page.
Mario is slowing down. Oh, sorry.
There's a story about that. I was talking with Tom Carnegie. You know, he's PA, I'm broadcast. There are two different elements there. And Carnegie said, you know, when it gets dull in the middle of the race and you really can't think of a lot to do, he said, I can bring the crowd to the feet. All I have to say is, Mario is slowing down. Or, where's Mario? And bring the people up every time. I wonder if you could do that today. There'd probably be people who stand up.
Oh,
Sure,
I bet
they'd
so.
understand.
Yeah, absolutely.
You had a really interesting interview with Johnny Rutherford this month of May in honor of his 50th anniversary of his win. Any insights into that?
Well, yeah, it took us like 3 days to get him out of all the ceremonies he was doing so we could get the interview. But he's a longtime friend, as you guys well know. And just to sit down with him and try to pull out some things that were different than the normal questions, like how'd you feel when you won kind of thing. And I think I really liked the interview, and he liked it, so off we went.
Now, and Paul Page, by the way, has a book entitled Hello, I'm Paul Page. It's race day in Indianapolis. And 5 stars, by the way, 5 out of 5. So highly recommended.
Does it really now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You can get it on Amazon.
Exactly.
And you know what? I got my quarterly royalty check, you know, because it's a big publishing company,
Sure.
Octane.
Yeah.
For the first quarter of this year, my royalty check was $210. So it's not where you get rich.
But it's got so many great stories over the years. And this race is so international. I mean, 3 Danes in it this year, people from all over the world, and they've always been coming here. Do you recall, were there the most difficult ones for you to pronounce over the years? Any come to mind that you had to struggle with to get right?
Yeah, there was a Japanese that I could never, and I think he and his crew were messing with me because it was Matsushita. But I'm not good with names. I still don't know if it's Mario Andretti or Mario Andretti. So names like that, I blow right up.
And then there's, you would always say Unzer, and many say Unsir. It's just your background of where you learned to speak English here in America.
No, it was hanging around with Bobby a whole hell of a lot. And believe me, you're hanging with Bobby. He will correct you if he has any issues.
Now,
he and I had just such great times together. There's stories I can't begin to tell you about that man.
I'm sure. Your voice reminds me so much of David Letterman.
Oh, yeah?
It's the
really?
Absolutely. Cool. I mean, I close my eyes. I think I'm talking to Dave, and if I couldn't see you didn't have a beard, I would think we had Letterman on the phone.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
Well, Dave and I grew up in radio here. He was at... I forget the call letters, and I was at WIBC at the same time. And then he was the booth announcer for Channel 13. Mm-hmm. And there is a rumor that at one point, we had the sign-off at that time, and they had a little model of Channel 13's building, and I think he set fire to it during the sign-off.
Wow. Well, Paul,
a great sense of humor, that man.
Always worth getting online and Googling Paul Page and finding out some of the classic pieces that he announced over the years and listening to them. And
I've got a cult.
Sure.
You know, on the Open, I've got that Delta Force Open, which I really enjoyed doing. We did it for a number of years. And every year since then, somebody has taken either that video or added a little of their own and used my voice or their voice. But I saw one on yesterday that's all about last year's race, but the same Delta Force music and everything. So I can't get the Speedway to play it on the PA, but, you know.
Paul, have you ever been in the 2-seater?
No, I will not do that. I have a little engineering background, and my son is a performance engineer for Andretti, and so he's an aerospace guy. And we have looked at the consequences of stretching that car to be able to put that second seat in, and it's fine as long as it's going straight. But if it hits something, that thing's going to break apart. I'm not doing it.
All right.
All right, sir.
Paul Page. Hey, Paul, do you have any official duties today?
Yeah, I'm going to work a little bit on the radio network. I have an interview with JR coming up at right after we get on the air at 10. And then my job is I'm the the old guy in the back of the booth.
Right.
I can come and go as I please, but I'm keeping track of the tactical stuff.
Okay.
Things like Rossi, because I knew Rossi was going to win that, and I kept trying to tell the guys up front, and then I finally hit my button. I said, keep an eye on Rossi, and it's like, oh, no. He's ninth. He's not going to win. I said, oh, keep an eye on Rossi, and he won.
Yeah, I'd keep an eye on him today, too. Well, Paul, it's such a great pleasure.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Do you have a pick
I'm going
for
for
today?
Colton Herta, though.
Oh, there
Colton
you
Herta
go.
is my
Colton
guy.
Herta.
Yeah,
Okay.
my friend Sean, that's his same two picks, Rossi and Herta. And so we'll
There
see.
you go.
Hey, Paul, what a great pleasure.
Yeah,
Thanks for
thank
taking
you.
the time, sir. It's an honor for us to talk to you.
Yes, it
Thanks,
is.
Paul.
Oh, glad to do it anytime.
Oh, thank you, sir. God, I love that guy's voice. Jeez, he's so great.
Grew up with it.
And well worth if go just looking through the archives and finding something, listening to Paul. It's like we remember like the old Bob Lamey doing the Colts, just that classic voice.
And plus, go on Amazon and get his new book.
Yeah, once again, it's called Hello, I'm Paul Page.
Right.
And he looks great, by the way. Looks great.
Yeah.
And he'll be on the radio network today. I certainly recommend you listen to that. And right now, I want to say I look over there at Christy Lee, and I know that Christy's a little lighter today.
Why is that?
Because you took out your credit card and you bought a spectacular watch for your new husband.
Yeah, the Tag Heuer Formula One Indy 500
Now,
Special
just a
Edition.
real brief note about your husband.
Yes.
You celebrated your 1-year anniversary.
Yes.
Thus, I had the under.
And he got a very nice watch, thanks to
I
Reese
told you
Nichols.
the over-under was 18 months. You're misunderstanding.
No, not what I bet.
Okay.
Now, Christy, tell me about this beautiful watch from Reese Nichols.
Yes, it's a wonderful, wonderful watch. You can get it at Reese Nichols. Limited edition Tag Heuer Formula One Indy 500 watch. It's got the wing and wheel. It's just gorgeous. In fact, celebrate all of your memorable moments at Indy's favorite destination for fine jewelry and watches. Reese Nichols has been in business since 1919. Your go-to jeweler right here in Indianapolis.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you know what? We're all excited about today's race, but did you know Reese Nichols also is the place to go for those special dates coming up? Who in this room doesn't have a graduation to celebrate? Believe me, we all know somebody. Or Father's Day right around the corner. Maybe there'll be a watch in his future.
Oh.
Birthdays,
I'm right here.
anniversaries.
Oh, there he is.
Check
Ace,
out.
Ace, what are you expecting for Father's Day?
A watch.
Okay.
You don't have any kids.
That he knows of. Thank you very much.
Check out their spring gifting guide right on the website at reesenichols.com. A dazzling array of gifts for every occasion, performance. I am clogged up. Preference and budget. Reese Nichols online at reesenichols.com. Or, of course, go experience the luxury in person. They have 2 wonderful locations, US 31 in Greenwood or the 86th Street near Keystone Store up there near the Castleton area. Lovely place.
Wouldn't it be cool to have an Ace Jr.? He could have a really high voice, unlike his dad, Ace. Then we could do the Ace Jr. Joke of the day.
Oh, boy.
We can have people submit to be Ace Jr.
That's exactly what
Yeah, you
we
could
need.
adopt a kid,
There you
Ace.
go.
Why did the chicken cross the road?
See,
No,
exactly.
big brother. That's what you need
Big
to do.
brother. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, become a big brother.
Well, I'll say that we're coming back, having a great time. God, I just love talking to Paul Page.
Yeah, he's a great man.
And there's a lot of interesting things happening, including an interesting story about Simon Pagino I want to get to. And we've got some more great guests coming up. Chick, who's going to be singing Back Home Again in Indiana?
The one, the only Jim Cornelison.
God, you nailed it. And this show, of course, is brought to you by our friends at Silac Insurance. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Q90 500 traffic.
Street closures related to the fire.
Scott Dixon is our guest. Great to see you again, Scott.
Hello. The only person that's on TV more than me is this guy. He keeps, I mean, you're everywhere, and you're so freaking good. Like, are you going to go for another 10 years? Like, what are we doing?
I don't know, man. I
You
think
could.
Yeah, it's my 21st Indy 500. Starting in the 21st position, so that's good.
That's a good omen.
And it's 100 years since the person that last won from the 21st position this year.
Let's go.
Hey, so they should just give us a trophy now, right? Give us a trophy now. I don't see anytime soon, checking out. And I've got, people like Elio that was just on here. He's 50 next year, so he's flying that flag, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you're 21st. Like, where does that put you in the overall rankings? It must be up there.
Nah, there's people like AJ and Murray. Those guys did it for a lot of years. I don't know how many. It's somebody would know around here, but 30 or 40
I feel like
years.
Marco said he was 19 and he was getting close to top 10.
Yeah. So it's maybe it is that close. I have no idea.
We'll get it. We're gonna get our best guy on it. Can we find out who that is?
Do you have any pre-race rituals of any kind that are interesting, funny, or private?
Yeah, some people go a little crazy. I think I've had teammates that do things, but it's small stuff. Right sock before left sock, or right. Dan Weldon would always tap the car 3 times before he got in. I'm pretty much just need to eat.
Yeah,
because you don't want to be hangry, going into turn 1 at that point. But I try to get a nap in. If the race is later, I try to get a little bit of a sleep in beforehand. Kind of relax a bit, That's
nice.
Yeah.
Have your people given you the latest forecast weather-wise? I know there's off and on rain they're saying, but
you can't control it, man. So I don't even look at it. We'll obviously look at it strategy-wise on the day, but I feel like most of the time now the race is stopped for any kind of caution or anything. So the weather, I think they would maybe even move it to the Monday if we get into a scenario like that. But I think rule-wise, anything beyond halfway is an actual race. So
does that make it crazy though? That it could be 2 races within the race that everybody's racing to lap 100, and then you kind of play it out from there.
Yeah, you got to keep the big picture in mind too, right? Obviously, if it screws up your whole strategy for the rest of the race, puts you to the back of the field, then you got to be careful of that. I think through the whole history of my IndyCar career, I think only once weather has worked into the favor of the strategy that we did, and I think it was Nashville maybe in 2012 or something like that, and we stayed out by accident, but then it rained and we won the race.
How was the half a sculpture of your face on the Borg Warner? Is it a pretty good
I look good, yeah. All the other people look horrible. TK is like an extra handle, with his nose.
Well, let's see what you got to get a young one and then
an older one. I look the same, man.
Reuse the picture.
Dario's is kind of cool though, because you go through the transition of like when he had a shaved head to the flowing locks. So it's pretty cool to see some of them on there, and they do a good job.
Now I know the tattoo on your wrist.
Oh yeah,
what's the significance of that?
Oh, it's a bad one, bro.
Those are the best kind.
No, it was my wife. I'll try and keep it short, but she went on a girls' trip.
Yeah.
Her and her 5 friends. So then they all got drunk and they're like, let's get a tattoo for our, friendship group. And my wife went first, and then the other 5 bailed out. So she had the tattoo, and then because she got me drunk one day, I decided it was a good idea to go and match her.
Yeah, that's a good story.
A little corny, but hey,
come on,
it's good.
Talk about an ultimate bailout.
I've done dumber things for Christ.
Me too. Don't worry.
Hi, this is Pat Godwin from The Bob and Tom Show. Thanks for watching this morning's show. To listen, just go to bobandtom.com, check out the list for a station near you, or stream the online radio station on our website and the Bob and Tom app. The Bob and Tom Show, on air, on app, and on demand.
The tradition in the 1930s when he asked for a glass of buttermilk to quench his thirst after a grueling 500 miles. 9 decades, thousands of miles, and gallons of ice-cold milk later, the iconic celebration endures.
So grab your own glass of ice-cold goodness and share the same great taste that's savored by Indianapolis 500 champions. In May and every day, winners drink milk.
American Dairy Association, Indiana, your Hoosier dairy farm families.
Learn more at winnersdrinkmilk.com. That's winnersdrinkmilk.com.
Hey, that's Jake. 946 Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show. Here's Tom.
Well, thank you, legendary voice of Ace Cosby. About to do the famous Ace Cosby joke of the day here in a special edition of the Bob and Tom Show, brought to you by Silac Insurance.
I love the people at Silac.
Check, please.
That's right.
Find out about some great retirement stuff with Silac Insurance. I can't help but notice that it's all guys in the room.
Here they are.
Oh, the ladies have arrived.
The Broad Squad.
Look for some scattered thunderstorms today, ladies and gentlemen, and a high of 76. Keep an eye to the sky.
Yeah, it's the question is, are they going to get a window? It looks like they'll be getting some serious rain and then maybe a break. And it takes, what did you say, 77 minutes now to dry it?
Yep, 77 minutes, those new NASCAR blowers.
To dry the track.
wow.
They've leased some special
That's cool.
drying equipment.
Yeah, we don't have to get the pickup trucks off 16th Street and drive them around. Do you remember that?
That was funny.
There were days.
Yeah, driving.
You know, I helped dry the track one time. I just hung out of the pickup truck out. They were driving me around. It was the best day of my life.
My ears were that really hurt.
Did that hurt? Sorry.
Thank you very much for joining us here in the Bob and Tom program. For those of you not familiar with the show, our sincere apologies.
You know what I'd like to hear? Some of those race day classics is what I'd like to hear.
Well, that's not what you're going to hear, because you're going to hear something even better. Ladies and gentlemen.
Who's that sexy man with a deep voice? Ace Cosby, here he is with his joke of the day.
I'll take it easy. Hey, Chick.
Yes, Ace.
Have you ever wondered why pirates are called pirates?
Why pirates are called pirates? I don't know, Ace, why.
They just are.
That was Ace Cosby's joke of the day.
As a race theme, you see.
Oh, my God.
Oh, thank you very much.
And you need to tell the girls, by the way, what happened. Tom walks in with a brand new box of Kleenex.
Yes.
And an entire new roll of paper towels.
Yes, we were in the green room supplying him.
And he sits down and he goes, well, I've got this, of course. I'm blowing my nose. I don't know what's going on. Allergies. Then he goes, I've got this for spills, which there have been 3 already today.
3?
I like how he says it so vague, like he's not responsible.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't have
There's been 3 spills today.
I'm transferring the...
no idea how it happened.
Transferring the iced coffee from the big glass to the small one.
Why don't you just leave it in the big glass?
Nope, don't like it that way.
Why don't you just go home and have coffee there?
There is no coffee at home, remember?
That's true.
Okay. Now, coming up, would you like to hear about...
I'd like to hear about, we used to celebrate the race with the fabulous Bob and Tom band, maybe. No?
Oh, we could do that coming up.
Okay. We've only played like Max Zero, and that's been
but
it.
we have to play some other things. We have to...
You don't want to hear more Max Zero?
I'm always in the mood for Max Zero.
Okay,
There's no denying that.
You was Maverick. You was Rockford.
Maverick.
You was the man with the Polaroid camera, always helping people in trouble. When you drive that fancy pace car around the track without a care in the world, remember that I need you, James Garner. You gotta save me. I'd strike a weapons deal with Iran for some seats where I could see, to smell motors instead of reefer, or a restroom where I could breathe.
What?
Where ugly women would leave their clothes on, and a shady place to sit.
You know, I was a stutterer. You know that.
James Garner, won't you save me? A seat outside the pits. I'd trade my Springsteen for Madonna, have my wife work on her back, for a place where I could see more than a dozen feet of track, where my neighbors belch in silence and tobacco never spits. James Garner, won't you save me? A seat outside the pit.
Everybody.
I'd sell my kids on the black market, give my mom 2 Richard for a seat upon the first turn in the air-conditioned deck. I want a waiter with hors d'oeuvres and a waitress with big James Garner, won't you save me? A seat outside the pits.
He always ends with a whistle.
Yeah, that's nice.
Like sitting on my van at the track.
Yep.
That is the great Max Zero. And from one of the classic Bob and Tom albums.
I believe we have photographic evidence from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Willie Griswold interviewing Drew Powell. Is that correct? Oh, there he is right, yeah. Drew has still not made it out to the track. Oh, there he is up on the screen.
Oh, I see him, yeah.
Hey, he's talking to somebody else.
He's on the red carpet.
Oh,
yeah,
red carpet.
He's on the old red red carpet.
Oh, he's wearing his Fever jersey. Oh, yeah.
Better than
Okay.
us.
That's Pacers.
Is it a Pacer jersey?
It is Pacers, yeah.
Okay. Well,
the Indy jerseys. that's
Okay.
right.
Once again, we've got Willie covering the race, doing a great job, learning a lot about
his body,
about the Borg-Warner Trophy.
Other people.
Fascinating, fascinating stuff. Now, Christy, can we finish our car survey? Do we have time to get back to that? This is really cool.
Sure. Well, where were we on this? We had half of the respondents claimed spouses are likely to not reset the seat position. 45% said their partners do not reset the mirror. And 40% accused them of not filling the gas tank. 45% said their spouse is more likely to backseat drive. Anybody have that problem?
That's the biggest problem in my life.
No, just go ahead and look at all the spaces. That's fine. Yeah. No, drive around again and keep
40%
looking.
said their partners drive too aggressively. Are you going to turn your turn signal on?
Do you have that Tourette's when she's in the car? Has she witnessed that?
The cursing?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
because it's kind of frightening when you go into that mode.
Yeah, you get angry at your fellow drivers.
Right.
Or you're on the phone with someone else and you just break out into this string of curse and can't stop. And yeah, they don't know
Because
you're
of
not
a bad
talking to
driver.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the issue I deal with.
Hit the brakes, hit
Really?
the brakes, hit the brakes.
No, it's more like you should have turned there. Why are we parking here?
Yeah.
That's a sign of age. You talk about the route you take.
Do you ever let her drive?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Do you?
Yeah. It's quieter that way. I'm not a backseat driver.
Oh, come on.
I don't
Are you kidding me?
There's no way
You're a backseat everything.
Yes.
Dishwasher, laundry. You're doing life wrong. I've heard you say that.
Well,
oh, my gosh.
Okay, well, we're going to come back. We have a couple of really interesting interviews we're going to get to here about interesting aspects of the Indianapolis 500 as we get ready for the 108th running of the Indy 500. And, of course, our broadcast brought to you by our friends at Silac Insurance. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Q95.
We are here for a rare treat. We have one of the greats, Richard Petty, of course, one of the few guys who can call him that kid. Who's that little kid? That is the great Tom Carnegie. Mr. Carnegie, what a pleasure to see you, sir. How many years is it, sir? Is it 61 years? How many years at the Speedway?
Well, I did 61 races, which covered a span of 60 years plus 1 day.
That's great. Every time, you'll see...
And that was the horrible day I spent with Bob and Tom.
Thank you, sir. It's great. We'll be watching that old footage.
Yeah.
You'll see the old black and white footage in the background. You'll go, that's Tom Carnegie. Well, it's such a great pleasure to have you. Are you going to get to do any announcing today?
I can't hear you. Is that Derek Daly?
That's Derek Daly. You might have met Mr. Richard Petty right there.
Well, I recognize him.
And his friend Todd Whitworth is here from
He
Window
used to
World.
come up here and bother me a lot.
Did he now?
He tried to keep me from setting a track record.
I just love the way you say it's a new track record. Now, we're probably not going to hear that today.
And it's a new track record.
We did get to
There
hear
you go,
see? The stuff of legend, the great Tom Carnegie. Are you going to be able to get on the PA today? Do we know? Is that the plan? Does anybody know? Yes? You're going to get to talk in the public address system, I understand.
No, not. This is the only address system I'll be on.
Okay.
Is the Bob and Tom show.
Okay.
And then you will wear me out, and I won't be good for anything.
Okay. Well,
He does that to me every day.
Can we talk real quick? We only have a few minutes, and I know Mr. Petty is very busy as well. Can we talk real quick about some of your favorites from the old days?
Richard Petty, when he'd show up, was an old favorite. I like Jim Rathman very, very much. He won the race here, one of my old-time favorites. And, oh, gosh, Tom Sneva.
1983 winner, Tom Sneva.
Yeah, there's the first man to go 200 miles an hour. And he predicted that he was going to do it the night before qualifications. And he sure did. And you know why I loved him? Because every lap he beat his record. So I got to say 5 times it's a new track record.
Okay.
So my all-time hero is Tom Steva. Derek Daly was always fighting for 33rd start.
See, usually I'm the only one that tries to insult Derek here, but now...
Tom Carnegie, however, did get me started on my next career in television, because he was actually the one that put me on television on Channel 6 here in town 20-something years ago.
He was a poor Irishman, came over here, needed a job, and I hired him. And
then you fired me.
$300 for the whole month. And he wasn't worth it, but I liked his looks. And you know who I saw yesterday out here? Your son, Connor.
Yes.
Yes.
Very fine race car
And
driver,
he's
17 years old and doing very
A
well.
lot better looking than you are.
He gets his mother's good looks. He's a lucky man. Well, what a great pleasure it was speaking to you. Tom, you look great. You sound terrific.
Well, feeling good.
You've got your wits about you, clearly.
Well, it is a little bit early to think of all those good things, but, you know, the stories keep coming back to me. When you've done 61 races. Did you know I set a record one time here?
What's that?
A new track record.
Hey, everybody, this is Tom from the Bob and Tom Show to tell you about a great cause to help support our veterans.
The number 14 ABC Supply Team Chevy will be repping homes for our troops in the Indianapolis 500.
During the month of May, ABC Supply will match donations made to homes for our troops up to $1 million to build more specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans.
To learn more and donate, visit bobandtom.com/HFOT by clicking.
Recent repair on your furnace or AC and still need a replacement? At Peterman Brothers, we'll apply the cost of that repair up to $2,500 towards a new heating and cooling system, even if the repair is from a competitor. And we'll install next day. Visit PetermanHVAC.com.
From the Peterman Brothers Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical Studios, we're wired for Indy's classic rock, Q95.
9:59, Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
As we get ready for the 108th running of the Indianapolis 500, I think everybody knows that milk is a big sign of victory at Indianapolis. Famously, of course, the phrase is winners drink milk. That milk, of course, is provided by cows.
Yes.
And the folks that are nurturing those cows and doing all that incredible hard work are those great dairy farmers. We've got 2 of them on the horn, if you will. Sorry. Right now, it's Ms. Abby Herr and another farmer, Alex. You want to try it, Christy?
Neuenschwander.
Did we get it right? Did we get it right? Neuenschwander?
Yeah, good job, Christy.
Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah. Representing the American Dairy Association, one of the longest traditions out at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, right up there with the Borg Warner. Everybody knows about the milk.
And Alex, your last name is more complicated than even any of the race car drivers' names. So congratulations.
Now, I'm proud of that. That's something I'm really proud of.
You should be.
Now, you are going to be providing the milk and handing it to the winner of the 108th running of the Indianapolis 500. Now, there's a few choices, I understand. What is it, skim, 2%, and regular? Is that, am I getting this right?
And whole milk.
And whole milk, yeah.
So
whole
skim
milk.
2% and whole milk.
Whole milk, okay. No half and half.
No chocolate?
No.
No, white milk.
We're sticking with the tradition.
It's all about tradition.
Okay.
White milk's tradition.
It would be hilarious if they mistakenly, the winner's pouring chocolate milk all over his helmet. They'd have to redo all the pictures.
Wow.
So are both of you going to be right there at the end of the race?
Yes.
Yeah, we're pumped to be in Victory Circle. It's going to be exciting. As a dairy farmer, providing the milk, all of our hard work going into that moment, we're pumped for it.
Okay, now, presumably, the milk will be in some kind of a cooler, so it's...
No, it's going to be curdled.
Yeah, I mean,
absolutely, yeah.
Because you don't want the winner covered in cottage cheese. I'm sorry, I'll say it again.
We want it to be nice and ice cold. I mean, we've got to stick with the tradition of that.
Okay.
Louis Meyer in 1936 drank that buttermilk on that hot day. So we want to have it a nice, cool beverage for them.
I'm hoping that Louis Meyer's milk was cold. I mean, the cooler technology was nowhere near what it is today. So it might have looked.
We have a Yeti. It's going to be in good shape.
All right. There you go. Yes.
It might have looked like cottage cheese all over Louis. Now, have either of you done this before?
So last year I was the rookie. This year Abby's the rookie. So I was in Victory Circle last year, and it was a blast. Again, like I said, just being in Victory Circle with milk, awesome trophy it's just, as a dairy farmer, it doesn't get much better than this.
He's teaching me the ropes this year. So obviously, don't drop the milk is one, and find the team owner first.
Yep, gotta find
because
the team owner
you
first.
are responsible for the team owner and the chief mechanic, right, Abby?
Yes,
I
am.
And then Alex is responsible, obviously, for the winner. And then next year, you move up to the veteran position.
Yes.
How exciting. What a great deal.
Does the team owner also pour it over his head? Or
I don't know.
I don't think so. I think it's just the actually last year I was there, and they actually the crew, they really savored it. It was a really emotional moment for them to have the milk and to be drinking it. They sort of passed it around. It was a really emotional moment for them. They were super, super glad for it.
Of course.
I don't exactly see Penske pouring milk on his head.
He didn't. No, he
took a nice sip and gentlemanly passed it on to someone else.
Of course.
There you go. Have a sip. Yes. Okay. Very, very dignified. It is a level of dignity that we're not even approachable with, frankly. Well, it's we're big fans of the Dairy Association.
Absolutely.
I drink real milk in my coffee every morning. Although technically it's
Great job.
Technically it's half and half. But we know how hard it is. One of the hardest working jobs in the world. Those cows don't take the day off.
Now, you don't get to vacation much, do you?
No, they don't take the day off, and we really can't either. We pretty much dairy farmers, we're very dedicated to taking care of our cows. So it's an everyday thing.
I go on vacation
7 days a week.
Yeah, I go on vacation.
Well, we are
it's
a lot
hard.
like some of those 500 people, or the 500 pit crews. I mean, we have a whole crew that helps us with our farm, and I'm sure you probably do too. I mean, it takes a whole lot of teamwork to make it run.
It does.
And just to clarify,
we do get a chance to get on vacation.
Just to clarify, chocolate milk comes from brown cows, right?
Just to clarify, no.
Well, now we can. Okay, so now they want to get facts on our show. All right, well, Alex.
Now we got to get facts.
We'd also like to thank the American Dairy Association for sponsoring the Fastest Rookie of the Year award every year, too. That's also a great thing. So thank you very much for all you guys do. It's really hard work, and it's a wonderful tradition out at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
And remember,
winners drink milk.
Yeah, they do. Heck yeah, they do.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Whole milk, I think, is the most popular choice.
Apparently, the whole milk
really
it photographs better.
Sure, and everybody wants to look good in a pic.
Yeah,
for the gram, man.
I suggested cottage cheese.
Picture it didn't happen.
Yep.
Why don't?
Because he's just gross.
A scoop of cottage cheese. That would be fun.
Curds all over your head. Who wants to be called Curd Head?
You ever get turds or curds on your head?
Never mind. If you get turds on your head, climb out of the outhouse.
I said curds.
I wish I'd done that on purpose. I did
turds.
not.
That's why I said.
You heard turds.
Yes, I said curds.
We're off like a herd of turtles.
Okay, thank you very much. Welcome to the special edition of the Bob and Tom Show, live 26 May 2024.
That's very good.
The 108th running of the Indianapolis 500.
That's all the numbers.
Hope we get it in today. There's some serious...
I changed the forecast a little bit. Now they're saying partly cloudy with scattered thunderstorms. So we'll see. High 76.
Fingers crossed.
Scattered thunderstorms.
Scattered. Should be.
Not anything organized then. But because it looked like to me it was getting more organized. And
it looked that way to me, too.
It was coming for us, but...
It's gone from 80% at 1 to 58%. So maybe they're moving away. Maybe they're moving past
All
us.
we can do is wait and see. We have a number of interviews we've posted on the Bob and Tom YouTube page, featuring the likes of Felix Rosenqvist, Renus VK, Scott Dixon. Wait a minute, he's from New Zealand.
Yeah,
he doesn't talk like he's Swedish.
Scott Dixon.
Okay. Yeah. Santino Ferrucci, who of course
Ferrucci.
He's from Texas.
Did you wear your hat? Where's your hat?
Yeah.
Where's that famous, lovely hat? You should wear it all the time.
I had to give it to Duke.
Why?
Because he wanted to wear it. Can you explain the hat? It's a visor with a built-in fright wig.
Yes. Yeah, I'll explain it. You just did.
Can you explain the hat as I'm explaining it?
I couldn't think of the word visor, then it came to me.
Oh, okay. I see how that worked.
It did look good on the YouTube.
It did look good on YouTube. It looked like your hair.
It was strange when he was walking around backstage and he just had it on.
I know.
It was great. Right about then, he'd forgotten he had it on. That's wonderful. Just wonderful.
I've got to get another one of those. It was very cool. In any event,
you need to get like Brett Michaels.
With
a bandana.
Like a bandana with built-in hair.
Real long hair, yeah.
Yeah, okay. In any event, Santino Ferrucci, who is in fact from Texas, driving for A.J. Foyt. And we'll be making our picks coming up sometime this hour. And we may be able to sneak in a couple more quick interviews, I know. But right now, this is kind of a serious interview. This was recorded on Friday during Carb Day. And it's about a very special aspect of the Indianapolis 500.
Hey, we have guests. Let's
I don't want to embarrass our guests. Is that a real head of hair on your head?
Or is it attached to the visor? Okay. Fair enough.
Who are you speaking to?
I'm speaking to Tom over there. Tom Blandermeyer is the president and CEO of an organization called Homes for Our Troops. And you guys have gotten together with A.J. Foyt's racing team. Santino Ferrucci will be driving. He has an amazing head of hair. He also has these visors that makes it look like you have a great head of hair. That's one of those, isn't it?
Exactly. Sure is, Tom.
Yes, and I put one on yesterday. If you want to see that, you'll have to go to...
No. You
do it now. Do it now.
Come on.
I don't have one.
We'll get you one. We will get you one.
We have one.
Wear that thing.
Yeah.
Put it on your head.
Christy, talk to Tom for a second. I've got to size this.
Just put it on your head, you complicated prick. Will you? Please?
He doesn't want to do it, so this is what he does. He stalls.
Well, my doctor said that. My lawyer said.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks good. Very nice. Right?
I want one of those in every color.
You're going to call me Santino Ferrucci.
That's all right.
Santino talks like this because he's from Texas. Yeah, weird though. You meet Santino, you think, because so many of these guys are from all over the world, so you figure Santino, he's going to be
Italian.
He's from Texas.
Yeah.
Apparently of Italian heritage. But Tom, you have a guest with you, and we're first of all, thank you for your service, Stephen Curry. And you are one of the recipients. Tell me more about Homes for Our Troops and what they do for you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I got injured back in 2006, lost my leg in Iraq, and then in 2016, Homes for Our Troops built and donated a brand new custom home for me that I can get around in my wheelchair. I don't have to navigate stairs every day. It really helps me in my progress and recovery as an amputee, not having to deal with that kind of stuff in my house.
Is this your first time coming to the Indy 500?
It is.
It's incredibly cool, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely pumped.
Yeah, and it's huge.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen the track, it's absolutely amazing.
I've seen pictures and videos, but I'm looking forward to getting out there and seeing it for myself.
Yeah. Now, are you able to drive?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I can drive. I can fly. I can drive.
Yeah.
Oh, are you a pilot?
I am. Yep.
Oh, right on.
Yep. That's another, thanks to Homes for Our Troops, being able to recover and not having to, worry about my leg. I'm able to do a bunch of things. Got my pilot's license. I'm actually a commercial pilot and a flight instructor. Hiked Kilimanjaro 2 years ago with a couple other veterans from Homes for Our Troops.
Wow.
So yeah, those houses really, really change a lot of aspects of our lives.
That's amazing. And you're making us all look bad, by the way.
Yeah, I was going to say, thanks a lot, dude.
I could barely read the book about Kilimanjaro.
I can't walk up 5 flights of stairs.
I watched a documentary about a guy climbing Kilimanjaro. Boy, it was really exciting right at the end. I was in the bathroom. I missed it, but something else.
When you drive, are there any aspects of it that are different than a regular car? Is your car outfitted in a different way, or are you able to drive a regular car without any augmentation?
Yeah, I'm pretty lucky. So I lost my left leg below the knee. So a standard, car with an automatic is no issue. I can drive a 5-speed. I just got to, figure out where to put my left foot.
I would say the clutch.
Yeah, clutch is a little different, but I've had some 5-speed cars since I got injured.
That's cool.
Motorcycles. Yeah, I figured it all. There's always a way to do something.
Do you need? I don't know much about piloting. Do you need your foot to fly a plane?
Yeah, 100%. So I actually have a special. I mean, it's close to. I guess the closest thing I could call it is a peg leg, and that's what I use for flying.
Do you talk like a pirate when you put it on?
Yeah.
Arr. Arr. We like to be respectful to our guests.
Yes, I can tell.
Especially when they're brave Americans.
And he's already learning. Just say yes and he'll shut up.
Hey, Christy, you're not innocent. Maybe the clutch, okay? We all heard it.
Stephen Curry, a veteran, and we're talking a little bit about homes for our troops. And by the way, if you'd like to make a donation to this great program where they augment the homes for these great people, you can go to bobandtom.com and make that donation. Just go to bobandtom.com/HFOT. That's HFOT, as in Homes for Our Troops. Thanks again. We certainly appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. And have you picked a winner for the race?
Santino.
Of course.
I try to give him an easy question. And once again, Santino Ferrucci. And he's a shoe guy. Here's another potentially awful question.
Go for it.
Are you ready?
Go for it.
He's a shoe guy. Traditionally, shoes sold in pairs. Do you wear a shoe on the, as you refer to it, peg leg?
No. So if I have the peg leg on, then there's no shoe on that foot. It's it's literally just a peg leg.
But with your
He's got on 2 shoes right now.
Yeah, normally I wear 2 shoes.
Thank you. Are they the same size?
That's actually, it's funny. Is like
these are all good questions.
No,
it's a great question because we've got some guys that have actually lost opposite legs, and their remaining feet are the same size, and they buy 1 pair of shoes and give one to each other.
Okay, that makes sense. Talk about a meet cute.
That would be a great meet cute in a cool Hallmark movie.
Yes.
Call it like size 14.
That's probably the most common question I get is, so you save money on shoes? And it's like, no, I still need 2 shoes.
Okay. See, it wasn't such a stupid question, you see?
No, it was.
No, it was. He's just saying he gets lots of stupid questions.
Hey. We're going to talk with Drew Powell coming up. And right now, I'll remind you, this is a special edition of the Bob and Tom program, and it's brought to you by our friends at Silac. So it's time to play another round of The Answer Always Is Check Please, starring Chick McGee, sponsored by Silac Insurance. Just answer check please. Chick McGee, can you do that?
Check, please.
Very good. Ready?
Check, please.
Oh, you got it this time. Okay, you're having dinner at an expensive restaurant with fellow employees. After dinner, what does Chick McGee never say?
Check, please.
Implying that you're cheap somehow.
Yep.
Correct. Now you're retiring. This is question 2. You sign up for an annuity from the folks at Silac. Then once a month, what do you say?
Check, please.
Correct again. Actually, you don't even have to say check, please, because the money could be in your mailbox or...
Boom.
Or how about right into your account through direct deposit? How does that sound?
Check, please.
Okay, good. Just go to the Silac website. Everything you need to know is right there. Visit silacins.com/Bob and Tom. That's silacins.com/Bob and Tom. Silac Insurance Company, silacins.com/Bob and Tom. Coming up with more special guests on this special edition of this show, this is the Bob and Tom Show.
Q90 500 traffic.
As expected.
Hey guys, Santino Ferrucci here, driving at the number 14 AJ Foyt Racing Homes for Troops Chevrolet. We're here at the Indianapolis 500. We just want to give a shout out to Homes for Troops. They build custom housing for veterans that have fought, that have disabilities, and they pay for the whole house. They pay for all the monthly expenses. They really take care of our troops when they come back from fighting overseas. So it is a fantastic organization, one of the best you can donate to.
You're here at the 108th run of the Indianapolis 500. You got to be psyched up and happy and ready to go, huh?
No, not really.
Okay.
I still got a couple days left, Tom. No, I am psyched. Damn, I haven't even been to this race, and I'm like you haven't. No, I thought I'd just do it instead. I didn't even know what to expect on Sunday, so I've been told a load of things, but this whole couple of weeks has been pretty cool.
What was the first lap like? The first lap on this track?
Terrifying. Yeah.
Thank you for saying that, because that's what it would be for me, for sure.
I did my first lap, and I was like, because you have to do this rookie orientations. You have to do different speed. You have to start at like 205 mile an hour, then 210, and then 215 plus. So then you're just as fast as you can go. I remember doing the first one, trying to get this 205, and I'm like going around. I'm like, okay, 180 something. I'm like, ooh. So I was like so tense. I remember that night I slept like a baby. Yeah.
Wow. Now, there are going to be a lot of people here, I'm sure you've heard. More people than you've ever seen before. They think this may be the largest aggregation of people in the same place.
Non-religious. Largest non-religious.
Race day, any particular things? Do you wear blue underwear, or do you have a Union Jack in your wallet or something?
I wear thong.
Thong? That's fine.
Makes you go fast.
Jandals, man. They're jandals. Man.
Do you carry a wallet in your racing stuff?
No, I'm not superstitious, funnily enough. There's actually drivers are funnily, like, there's a lot of them who are superstitious, but I'm actually not. I'm pretty chill. The only thing I have that I carry with me everywhere, my mum gave me a St. Christopher little necklace when I left, because I grew up with my mom in New Zealand. When I left in 2009, and it actually broke like a few years ago, but I still got the little piece, and I keep that in my wallet.
That's cool.
But other than that, like, that's cool. I'm pretty chill.
What's the biggest race prior to Indy here? I know you've done the Daytona 24 hours. Have you done Le Mans?
I've done Le Mans. So I guess, I'm guessing it would be Le Mans. Le Mans pretty spectacular as well. I think last year they had something like 200, close to 300,000 people there. That race is also pretty cool. I guess after Sunday I'll be able to compare them.
They probably have better food.
They don't have breaded tenderloins?
Yeah, I doubt it.
Have you tried a tenderloin?
No, a tenderloin?
You've never tried a tenderloin. Big as your face, pounded out, breaded, fried.
It's like a pork cutlet, but it's that big.
I'd wait till Monday to try it.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't get free.
No, I don't
And then
think
they put it on a tiny little bun.
The bun's like this big.
I don't ever understood
What
that.
trick
Is that local cuisine?
It looks like, here's a relatable for you being English. It looks like the Elephant Man's face smashed up with a small bun. Your heart ceases.
Yeah, really selling it. Yeah.
It is phenomenal.
Hey, did you enjoy those videos played in that break? Check out the Bob and Tom YouTube playlist for more great stuff.
Tandy Law Firm, your personal injury champions.
Rev up your style with 20 past 4 and more. A treasure trove of accessories, clothes, jewelry, glass, and vape products awaits you. Dive into our smoke shop, explore them more, and find your unique piece. Be it race day or casual day, we've got you covered. Visit our stores today and discover items that are as unique as you. Visit us online at 20past4andmore.com. That's 20past4andmore.com. Race in today and rev up your style with 20 past 4 and more.
Rev up your engines with Crew Car Wash, our race day favorite. Save big on gifts for everyone on your list with our semi-annual book sale, going on now through Father's Day. Visit crewcarwash.com or any location today. Are you passionate about concrete work? Join our team at Indy Decorative Concrete. We're looking for skilled individuals who take pride in their craftsmanship. You'll work on exciting projects, transforming spaces with decorative concrete, competitive pay, great team, and opportunities for growth. Apply at indydecorativeconcrete.com.
A slow network is no network for business. That's why more choose Comcast Business. And now we're introducing Ultimate Speed for Business, our fastest plans yet. We're up to 12 times faster than Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. And existing customers could even get up to triple the speeds at no additional cost. All from the company with 99.9% network reliability and advanced cybersecurity. It's Ultimate Speed from Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Don't miss out on our fastest speed plans yet. Get started with internet and security for $49 a month for 12 months with a 2-year contract when you add one unlimited mobile line. Plus, ask how to get up to an $800 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Call 1-800-501-6000 or visit ComcastBusiness.com to switch today. In 62324, restrictions apply. New customers only with 300 megabits per second internet and security edge. Eco-bill and auto pay required. Equipment, tax, and fees extra. Compares Comcast Business 1.25 gig to 100 megabit per second 5G internet at Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. Up to 3 times downloads for existing essential and standard customers. customers.
1021 Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show. Here's Christy.
Q95 forecast calling for variable cloudiness today and a threat of some severe weather, especially it looks like between the 1 and 2:30 hours now. We'll keep you posted on that. And then a high today of 76 degrees. Tomorrow we're looking at a cloudy start, but then otherwise partly cloudy 75.
Now we go from our race headquarters out to somewhere in the infield, and look at that handsome guy. Of course, I'm talking about my son, Willie. And Willie G is with Mr. Hollywood. He's got his shades on. Who is that with you, Willie? I don't recognize him.
You guys, we couldn't find Flo from the Progressive commercials, but we did find Drew Powell.
And that's State Farm is the commercial you're in right now. Is that correct, Drew?
That's right. That's right. Me and a couple of 7-footers.
And now who are those guys again?
The Lopez twins, Robin and Brooke.
I see. Drew Powell, we played your great new version of Just a Mario, the Snake Bit Dave classic that you redid on Carb Day. That was very nice, Drew.
Oh, that was so fun. I loved it, especially playing with that band live. And, you know, Duke and his boys were on point. It was great.
Thank you very much. By the way, Duke and the boys are going to be at the Banks of the Wabash Festival in Terre Haute tomorrow with the horns. That'll be a cool show. So, Willie, what's going on there in the infield?
You know, it just looks great. It reminds me of the first time I ever came to the race. I came with my buddy Michael, and sitting in front of us was a man with a John Dillinger tattoo. I know that because it said John Dillinger below the tattoo. And I got home and I go, Dad, who's John Dillinger? And you told me John Dillinger is a murderer who morons think is a hero.
And
sounds right.
John Dillinger famously was the Gordon Johncock of gangsters. That's the rumor based on
right?
It's apocryphal based on an autopsy photo.
Did he use a snub-nosed pistol?
No, apparently he used a
sawed-off shotgun.
Not even sawed off. Now, Drew, I want to ask you a couple things. You were just on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yes, indeed. Yep, that was a great time with a couple of comedy legends, Larry David and Tracy Ullman. Great experience.
And now you have a big show coming up based on the Menendez brothers murders, right?
That's right, on Netflix. I think it's September, so it's quite. And it's Ryan Murphy, fellow Hoosier, and it's exactly going to be as crazy as you think it might be.
Yeah, Menendez brothers, not to be confused with the Lopez brothers, who Drew is in this commercial with. I'm pretty sure the Menendez brothers barely played any professional basketball.
I only work with brothers.
I see. And now, Drew, do you have any official duties today? I saw you on the red carpet.
I did, yeah. I got to be on the red carpet. Got to hang with some of my friends like Tamika Catchings. Excuse me while I drop that name. But it's great. The best part is they have a bar.
Really?
So you can get a little lubed up before you go and tell everybody about your whole life.
Now, Drew, you're aware that in the state of Indiana, the reefer is illegal. Are you aware of that?
I am aware of that, but I live in California now, so...
the cops aren't going to care. You're not in California right now.
Oh, yeah, right.
He has a doctor's note from Gavin Newsom if he wants to get high in the middle of it.
I've got a contact high standing next to Willie anyway.
Now, are you guys... is that a Corvette behind you again? Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
There's a Corvette behind us. There's the Purdue band behind us. I don't know if you guys can see that on the screen. I thought that was Purdue Pete. Nope, it's just Zach Eady. That's a big guy, ain't it? My goodness.
That is...
You know, I got to bang the drum last year.
Little smaller.
The big Purdue drum.
Glad you said drum.
Yeah, that's not a euphemism.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't say Golden Girl.
Yeah,
All right.
You know, Gordon Johncock banged the... No, never
You
mind.
shut up about Gordon Johncock.
But yeah, you guys, all the celebrities are here. I will say, not every person is Caitlin Clark. Sometimes you're just bothering a brunette with a ponytail.
They don't like it when you do that.
That's
Okay.
totally understandable, Wilbur.
Okay, we gotta say goodbye, you guys. Great job, Willie. And great job. We certainly appreciate your singing, Drew Powell, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.
Guys, this is a highlight of the year for me. Thanks for letting me come play with you guys. You guys are
We
awesome.
love you.
Okay.
Thank you guys. Thanks Noah and Eddie and Chris and Allsy out here helping us out. Really, thank you guys.
All right.
I'm coming back real quick. I'm coming back to Lebanon, Indiana in a couple weeks to do a charity event at the Polo Grounds. Check it out for Mental Health Boone County. Check it out. Come see me. I'm going to sing the national anthem,
Hickory
Tom.
Hall Polo Grounds. I know how to get it. I know how to get there.
Okay, thank you very much. That'll be great.
Yeah, that will be great.
Now, where were we? Do we have?
It's going to be at the Polo Grounds, you
Yes,
say?
Rick, well,
Excellent.
yes, yes,
Super
yes.
duper.
Okay. I'm not exactly
Just
sure.
jealous because you've never been.
I think
Do you have any
Maybe this
news
is
while
your
he
year.
tries to find himself over
I don't
there?
know. What are we doing now?
I'm not sure. I'm getting the pause signal.
I don't have any news. We have a family stricken from eating bear meat. Do you want to hear about that?
I would not have a problem with that.
don't eat bear.
If I would cut out all the bear meat I eat, I would not change my diet at all. Have you eaten bear meat?
No.
Of course not.
Of course not. Doctors say a family fell ill with rare brain worms after eating undercooked bear. According to the CDC.
You gotta listen to Ace Cosby and always overcook your bear. That's all there is to it.
The kebabs were made with the meat of a black bear and were served at a family reunion.
Kebabs?
Yep.
Bear kebabs?
Yep. One of the family members had harvested the bear meat from northern Saskatchewan.
I mean, who makes bear kebabs? Enough about the Kennedys.
Who makes
bear
kebabs?
Enough about the Kennedys. I don't even get that.
Well, they're so sophisticated, they have bear kebab at their barbecues.
Jeez. Days later, family members began to fall ill, but it took multiple hospital visits before doctors learned of the bear meat and determined...
Feels like I have worms in my brain.
They developed a condition called... I can't even pronounce it. It's an infection caused by roundworms in the brain.
Oh, that's like a puppy dog.
Trichoneliosis. Family members were treated with an anti-parasitic drug.
The problem with that, they didn't use the proper marinade.
They didn't?
No.
Oh, yeah, if Josh were here. he'd
Ace, what do we got?
have a field day with that.
Okay. Oh, we do have Jim? Okay.
Jim Cornelison. There he is. I recognize that guy.
Hey.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, really good. Excited to be here. It's hard not to be excited when you know you're going to get up in front of 300 and whatever thousand people.
Are you nervous?
Did a final number ever come in on expectations today for attendance?
It's 350-ish, I think, is what they're looking at.
My goodness.
Doesn't Jim look like Jim Gaffigan's younger brother? Isn't that, it kind of sounds like him, too, a little bit.
Wow. That's a
you know, Jim Gaffigan's a funny guy, but I think you're telling me that my runway model days are not going to
that's not
happen.
Oh, he's a handsome man.
I know. In the course of your career, you've done some very famous singing, of course. And you'll be singing what is not the state song of Indiana. I was kind of surprised. This is Back Home Again in Indiana is, of course, the song, but On the Banks of the Wabash Far Away is the official state song. And when you do,
more people know this one than that one.
Absolutely.
I bet that.
And when you do hockey games, do you sing "O Canada"?
We do, for sure. Yeah, anytime we have a Canadian team in, and when it's Ottawa or Montreal, then we'll do it half French and half English the way they do.
Do you know French, or do you have to just do it phonetically?
Oh, I know it pretty well. I was an opera singer, and German, French, Italian are the three big languages of that. I'm an IU graduate. Come on,
Yeah.
Opera performance. It's like what we do down there.
All right. Especially when you say, it's what we do down there.
It's what we do down there.
Is there an opera where they dig like this, Jim? You've taken over. It was a tough seat to occupy, but you've nailed it. Of course, Jim Neighbors did the tradition for years and years. But now, what year is this for you doing this?
It is number 8, and you're right. I mean, Jim Neighbors was so loved, and I even watched a lot of YouTube videos before I ever did the first one, just watching the crowd and stuff to see, like, what's going on in people's minds, what's going on in their hearts, right? So you try to put yourself in their shoes as you see them maybe laughing or crying, smiling, singing along, arms around each other, rocking back and forth, So, just such a cool honor. I'll never take a place of that guy in people's hearts, but things change, and I'm really, 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 really glad to be part of that change.
When you were in high school or junior high, were you ever a singer in a classical Broadway musical?
No. I did one of those in I did Wonderful Town in graduate school, but it really wasn't I wasn't into it in high school.
I was hoping you could maybe do Officer Krupke from West Side Story.
Oh, my God. Gee, Officer Krupke, don't be such a Krupp. Such a crook. Officer Krupke, you're really a square.
Yes.
That's all I got.
Yes, look, Tom's fascinated.
The next line is, this boy don't need a job, he needs an analyst care. Thank you.
That's right.
What is
wow, are you a nerd or what?
when it
Anything
comes
from Bye Bye Birdie, Jim? Do you know anything from Bye Bye Birdie?
No, I don't know anything from Bye Bye Birdie.
Well, perhaps you're familiar with Paul Lynde.
Shake it up, shake it up, move it in, move it round.
Disco baby.
Disco baby.
You're embarrassing Jim. You're embarrassing us.
Oh my gosh!
No, he
yes,
loved
I
it.
do remember Paul Lynde.
Me, Harry, whatever, on Ed Sullivan.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, that's a blast from the past. I haven't given Paul Lynde much thought in the last.
Oh, you should.
I wish we could all say that.
Well, once again, thank you so much for your time. Have a great song today.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Do you actually get to do a sound check?
Oh, yeah, we did it yesterday. It's awesome because, the track's all empty, and I think you got the world's greatest sound system at this place. There's speakers in this 2.5 mile circle all around here, and it's just pretty amazing.
Did you take it serious, or did you do a couple of jokes?
No jokes. I think broadcasters wouldn't be too happy as they're trying to nail down timing and everything else.
That's why we don't get to do it.
Back home again with a case of scabies. No.
Well, thank you very much. Hey, Jim, thanks so much.
Yeah, have a wonderful
Appreciate
day.
your time.
Guys.
All right. What a great voice.
Yeah.
Wonder if he can do sports.
What is going on today? I'm here. I'm giving.
Yeah.
You've asked everybody to do sports.
We've had a bunch of great guests. I mean, the governor's going to be looking for a gig in, what did he say, 200 days?
Yep, 232 days, actually, and 55,000 hours. I think he was counting it down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did we find our Scott Dixon interview? Are we ready for that? We'll dig around for that. You want to do the weather forecast one more time? And did I mention that's brought to you by Silac?
Yes, you
Insurance?
did.
Okay, good.
And our forecast is calling for scattered thunderstorms. A few storms could be severe. They may produce large hail and strong winds. A high today of 75 degrees. Those thunderstorms continue into the evening and overnight hours, low 63. And then for Monday, partly cloudy with a high of 74. Currently, we've dropped a little, 66 degrees. I think the rain is inching a little closer, according to the radar.
Coming closer.
Yeah. So we're going to probably start things a little late, would be my guess.
Okay, and once again, with respect to having an official race today, they have to have 101 laps.
Correct.
We did a bunch of interviews earlier in the week, and we're going to check in right now with our interview. We've got Drew Powell there, and I believe Scott Dixon. Is this the Scott Dixon one? Okay, cool. Fire away.
Scott Dixon is our guest. Great to see you again, Scott.
Hello. The only person that's on TV more than me is this guy. He keeps, you're everywhere, and you're so freaking good. Like, are you going to go for another 10 years? Like, what are we doing?
I don't know, man. I
you
think,
could.
Yeah, it's my 21st Indy 500. Starting in the 21st position, so that's good.
That's a good omen.
And it's 100 years since the person that last won from the 21st position this year.
Let's go.
Hey, so they should just give us a trophy now, right? Give us a trophy now. I don't see anytime soon, checking out. And I've got, people like Elio that was just on here. He's 50 next year, so he's flying that flag, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you're 21st. Like, where does that put you in the overall rankings? It must be up there.
Nah, there's people like AJ and Murray. Those guys did it for a lot of years. I don't know how many. It's somebody would know around here, but 30 or 40
I feel like
years.
Marco said he was 19 and he was getting close to top 10.
Yeah. So it's maybe it is that close. I have no idea.
We'll get it. We're gonna get our best guy on it. Can we find out who that is?
Do you have any pre-race rituals of any kind that are interesting, funny, or private?
Yeah, some people go a little crazy. I think I've had teammates that do things, but it's small stuff. Right sock before left sock, or right. Dan Weldon would always tap the car 3 times before he got in. I'm pretty much just need to eat.
Yeah,
because you don't want to be hangry, going into turn 1 at that point. But I try to get a nap in. If the race is later, I try to get a little bit of a sleep in beforehand. kind of relax a bit, you know.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Have your people given you the latest forecast weather-wise? I know there's off and on rain, they're saying, but
you can't control it, man. So I don't even look at it. You know, we'll obviously look at it strategy-wise on the day. You know, but I feel like most of the time now the race is stopped for any kind of caution or anything. So the weather, you know, I think they would maybe even move it to the Monday if we get into a scenario like that. But I think rule-wise, anything beyond halfway is an actual race. So
does that make it crazy though? That like it could be 2 races within the race that everybody's racing to lap 100, and then you kind of play it out from there.
Yeah, you got to keep the big picture in mind too, right? Obviously, if it screws up your whole strategy for the rest of the race, you know, puts you to the back of the field, then you got to be careful of that. I think through the whole history of my IndyCar career, I think only once weather has worked into the favor of the strategy that we did, and I think it was Nashville maybe in 2012 or something like that, and we stayed out by accident, but then it rained and we won the race.
How was the half a sculpture of your face on the Borg Warner? Is it a pretty good
I look good, yeah. All the other people look horrible, man. TK is like an extra handle, you know, with his nose.
Well, let's see what you gotta get a young one and then
an older one. I look the same, man. Look the same.
Reuse the picture.
Dario's is kind of cool though, because you go through the transition of like when he had a shaved head to the flowing locks. You know, so it's pretty cool to see some of them on there, and they do a good job.
Now I know the tattoo on your wrist.
Oh yeah.
What's the significance of that?
Oh, it's a bad one, bro.
Those are the best kind.
No, it was my wife. I'll try and keep it short, but she went on a girls' trip.
Yeah.
Her and her 5 friends. So then they all got drunk and they're like, let's get a tattoo for our, friendship group. And my wife went first, and then the other 5 bailed out. So she had the tattoo, and then because she got me drunk one day, I decided it was a good idea to go and match her.
Yeah, that's a good story.
A little corny, but hey,
come on,
it's good.
Talk about an ultimate bailout.
I've done dumber things for Chris.
Me too. Don't worry.
All right, that was cool. Scott Dixon and his interesting situation. Right now, it's time to once again play the game What Will Chick Pick? Sponsored by our good friends at Silac Insurance. Chick, the rules are simple. 2 possible scenarios. Are you ready?
I am ready, Tom.
Okay. Scenario A, in retirement, you spend all day stressing about the stock market.
Okay, got it.
Or just have money directly deposited into your bank account.
I will take B.
That is the correct answer, Chick McGee, or should I say direct deposit McGee?
That's
Thank you, Silac.
Or how about double D McGee, Tom, sitting around watching TV at the compound, breaking down boxes as Amazon delivers me product after product, shopping online. What's the catch, Tom?
Well, there is no catch. With Silac, you can become secure in your retirement. You can have the possibility of earning immediate interest. Lots of cans there, Chick.
Well, those are some great cans. What about, there have to be some cans.
Yeah, there's one. You can't outlive your money.
Oh, I like the sound of that as well.
That's from Silac.
Yep.
SILAC. Get all the info at SilacINS.com/Bob and Tom. That's Silac Insurance Company. Silac, SILAC, INS.com/Bob and Tom. Silac.com/Bob and Tom. Silac Insurance. Thank you so much. They're the special sponsors of this. We've got another special guest coming up momentarily. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Q90 500.
We're joined by Renus VK. Hey, Renus, how are you, sir?
Very good. How are you?
Thanks for coming. It's great to see you again.
Yeah.
We have a couple of rhyming names this year.
Oh.
Remember, rhymes with...
You ever heard that before?
Oh right. Oh, I just got that.
No.
Yeah, Linus
we
and
have
Renus.
Linus.
Yeah, Linus and Renus.
What's the other one?
Well,
Renus rhymes with Linus. And also...
When you first came over here, did people point that out right away? When you say, how do you pronounce Renus?
Penis with an R. That's it. They'll never forget about it, too.
Yeah. They will never forget.
At the first sponsor meeting. Remember how you pronounce it. So you say this is the number 5, right?
Yeah. Number 5, yes.
Wow, that's great. And how did you do the last 4?
Any time out of pit lane, I was good. I've done some human bowling inside pit lane my first year, and then spun coming out of pit lane last year, unfortunately. But I've had every learning experience so far, so I should be all good to go for that win.
You've got it out of the way.
Yeah. Exactly.
How long does it take you to get back in the groove when you get back here?
I mean, usually to be fully ready for the race, I would say a half-day practice to be fully, get my timing right and everything the way I want it to be, where I can race super close and make the right decisions.
Do you have a favorite completely off? Which we're hard-hitting journalists here, and we really want to get, as you can tell. So sometimes we switch around. So I want to know, do you have a favorite? It's hard to say a favorite, but do you have a favorite movie? And do you tend to watch movies in English or more in Dutch movies, or?
I mean, I like a Dutch movie once in a while. It's kind of a nostalgic thing.
Yeah, makes you feel like home.
Yeah, we got some illegal streaming services that we can use in the US. But I mean, my favorite movie. I mean, I've been a fan of Incredibles, The Incredibles, since I was a kid.
That's a good one.
Such a good movie.
Yeah, I feel like I should play the live-action Mr. Incredible. I'm built for it. Come on.
I mean,
built for it.
I can see you sitting in that tiny car.
Yes, thank you.
To
exactly.
work.
That's what it looked like when I did the two-seater with Mario. I looked like Mr. Incredible in the tiny car.
The mom from The Incredibles has maybe the most interesting physique.
True,
Pixar
really
knew what they were doing.
Bizarre.
Yes.
It is somewhat
That's a great
shocking.
call. That's true. I never thought
one of
about
those
that.
parent Easter eggs.
What do you do to chill out the morning of the Indy 500?
Well, it's hard because they fire explosives. So we
keep hearing about that.
We keep hearing about this.
Someone
this
do something about
6
that.
6 a.m. cannon.
Does anyone know Mr. Penske? For God's sake.
I know. Exactly. And what everybody else has said is you literally jump out of bed.
I mean, they're loud. Are we in America? Or where are we?
Right.
So, no, I mean, I just basically lock myself up in the motorhome, have breakfast with my wife, and we have a dog here now, very big guard dog, so we have to watch out with other drivers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
what kind of dog is it?
8-month-old Chihuahua.
By the way, those are very serious guard dogs.
Vicious.
Yeah.
Especially 5 feet away from anything.
What's the Chihuahua's name?
Rosa.
Rosa.
She's pretty cool. She's
great.
nice.
That's great. Motorhome living with your wife and your dog and some explosives. I mean, I think you're turning into an American.
Yes. Just have to have some bald eagles circle around. Watch out for the dog though, because they're
They may eat
tiny
the dog.
dogs.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we have some hogs in Florida, and when she's in a neighbor or in the backyard, you can see them circling.
Oh yeah,
no.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, that's scary.
It's a big rat.
My little dog almost got taken away by a bald eagle. It was a juvenile, so it didn't really know, and it came literally 10 feet, and I went screaming. That's a real thing, man.
Well, thanks, Renus.
Let's go, Renus.
Thanks for having me.
My man.
Hey, everybody, this is Tom from the Bob and Tom Show to tell you about a great cause to help support our veterans.
The number 14 ABC Supply Team Chevy will be repping homes for our troops in the Indianapolis 500.
During the month of May, ABC Supply will match donations made to homes for our troops up to $1 million to build more specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans.
To learn more and donate, visit bobandtom.com/HFOT by clicking the link below.
SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
1044 Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show. Here's Christy.
Q95, Fox 59 weather. Well, we're going to have a chance for some thunderstorms rolling in. Few could be severe. Storms may produce large hail and damaging winds. We'll have to keep an eye on that for you. Right now, we have 70 degrees, and tomorrow looking pretty good with partly cloudy skies and a high of 74.
Well, once again, the possibility of a window should the rain come.
Doesn't look like the race is going to start as planned at 12:45.
We're going to have an official announcement here in just a minute.
Does not look that way.
Yeah, Doug Bowles, the president of the United States of America.
No, he might be some people's president.
Indianapolis Motor Speedway, yes.
Oh, I thought he
Same
was
thing.
Third-party candidate.
To some people, it's the same thing.
I would vote for him.
Absolutely, I would.
He's a handsome man.
Oh, he's good looking.
Yeah, they're making a determination right now.
Yeah.
They're determining.
We have people on this. We have people on this. I promise.
So it looks like it may be postponed. But no, they only have to get in if necessary. They could do kind of half a race. Christy, how does that work?
They have to have 101 laps completed for it to be called an official race. So, and there looks like a big window, and it only takes, 77 minutes now with the new track dryers. Yep. So this could definitely happen today. It just might be a little bit later than we.
You know what they say, Tom? Half a race is better than none.
That's what they say.
And it's interesting that Kyle Larson. The plan is, I guess, or was to do the NASCAR double, which it would be run the Indy and then run the Coca-Cola.
Or as Tim Wilson would have said, Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola.
It's been done a handful of times before. Kurt Busch was the last one to try it. No one has ever done it in either race, by the way.
No one has
done what?
Won either one
at the same time.
Right.
No one has ever
done the double and won one of them.
Right.
Yeah. But and I'm not sure what they're going to do if they'll make a decision on getting Mr. Larson down to Charlotte right now, or what they'll do depending on if the postponement. So
I'm
we'll
sure
we'll have to wait and see.
I'm sure they've made arrangements. Yeah. Thank you, Chick. For
but I mean, they could say, "Hey, it's going to rain. Let's stick somebody else in the car right now." And who that someone's going to be is also somewhat confusing. I've read two different scenarios. One in which it would be.
I think you're hoping. I think we all would hope for the one scenario.
With Tony Kanaan. It's probably more likely Nolan Siegel. We'll see. So anyways, all this stuff is up in the air, as is the rain, which appears to be on the way if you're looking at the radar. So there may be a delay. It may be long. It may be short. But we're hoping to check in once again with someone at the Speedway any second now. So in the meantime, tell me some other facts about the 108th running of the Indianapolis 500. What have we got?
Well, it's a 2.5 mile oval, you know.
Okay, here we go.
And
we got it. Here we go.
Oh my God!
There it is. It's Michael Young, the track dude. Hey, Michael.
Hello.
Good morning, race fan.
There we go.
Yeah,
race
now
day.
it's race day.
Now, Michael, you will be in high up in turn 2. Is that correct?
Actually, not as high as I used to be. They moved my spot last year, so I'm on the end of the suites in turn 2. So I'm literally hanging off the edge of the track. So,
oh my gosh!
Yeah, it's a whole different view. Yeah. It's awesome. Kind of where Bobby Unser used to be, only I don't have the dancing girls alongside of me. It's a legitimate broadcast.
Boy, Bobby had her hooked up, didn't he? Man, oh man.
Oh, he did. Oh, yes, he did.
Now, we were
Junk's fried chicken and dancing girls.
We were talking to one of your co-broadcasters who indicated that sometimes you tend to go a little long, and by the time
that's what he said.
By the time you're finished talking, they're coming back around to turn 2, and you're on again, handing it off to yourself.
Did Denary say that, or
yes,
was it Denary that said that? Really?
We may have pushed him to say that.
Yeah,
we may have put some words in his mouth.
Say that.
Yeah.
Okay, here's
we just had our.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. What did it?
Well, Doug Bowles just made an announcement.
Staff meeting.
Okay, hang on a second. What did he say?
Doug Bowles just made an announcement and said the front edge of the storm will hit between 12 and 12:30. There are about 125,000 plus fans in the venue right now. They're going to wait for the storm to get to Brazil. Then they hope it'll split into 2. If that doesn't happen, they will ask folks to leave grandstands due to lightning. And their hope is that the cars and the track can be ready for a race between 2:30 and 3.
Okay.
And they will stop the
music. Yeah, Titan jet dryers,
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they're going to stop the music at the Snake Pit at 11:15 and ask them to leave, as well as those in the grandstands. And they'll update on social media and IMS Radio Network and the various forms.
Okay. So, Michael, you got a little bit of a break. Let's get right to the important stuff. The most difficult name to pronounce is which one? I really can. I love Romain Grosjean. Am I getting it right?
No, it's not lettuce. It's not lettuce. No, we're not serving lettuce.
What is it?
It's add a little of the French. Is Romain Grosjean. Romain Grosjean.
Yeah, we had a really good interview with him. Grosjean. You can watch it on YouTube. Such a nice guy. Did you see the shoes?
Romain. Yeah, they're fantastic.
In Hoosier, it's Romain Gras jeans.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
Damn right it is.
Yeah, man.
I love that Gras jeans.
I like that Romain Gras jeans. He's awesome. He's one of my favorite drivers. He skis and he drives fast.
Yeah, he's a very, very nice man. Now, any other tough ones to pronounce for me or for you?
Not for me. Probably a lot of them for you.
Yeah.
Who else there would be?
Absolutely.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, we don't have any Mark Smiths or anything that
He's,
easily roll off the tongue for you.
He spent a lot of time on Renus and Linus and a couple others that he's.
We have a lot of quists. We have a lot of quists this year. So that's the only one that might, the Lundquist, the Rosenquist.
Oh, yeah.
We have a couple of those.
And they put a V in there. They do kvist.
You like to pronounce the V, too, yeah. You like to make it plain.
I thought it'd be interesting, and this is going to date me, but I thought it'd be great if IndyCar did like a Quisp cereal with the take of the Quist, and then they had all their faces on the cereal box. I thought that would be brilliant, but they haven't done it. So
that would be great.
That'd be all right.
Michael Young will be in turn 2, which is
turn 2.
That's for whatever reason, a lot of semi-off track action happens there. By which I mean the wall.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Well, that tire last year. There's a moment if you listen to that call, I saw the tire go off, and after I called Kirkwood flying upside down up to the exit of turn number 2, I say, "Oh my goodness!" And at that moment, I was going to say a tire has left the track, but I literally thought something bad had happened. So I chose not to mention that the tire had flown out of the track. But, yeah, I saw the whole thing unfold. Rosenquist had spun, and the car started to drift back on the track. And as soon as Kirkwood hit it, that tire was gone. So they have taken precautions now to keep that from happening again. But that was a scary moment, moment.
And that car ended up, the tire ended up hitting a car.
Yeah, it did. Lady got a new car.
Yeah, she got a new vehicle out of it.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
A pace car, I hope.
Hit my car. I need a new car.
Broke her windshield.
No, she get a pace car. Yeah. She got something nice, though. It wasn't a shoddy gift. It was a new car.
Now, Michael Young, we have someone who recently rode in the 2-seater here, Jess Hooker.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Michael.
Hi, Jess. How are you?
I'm well. Long time no talk.
Yeah, let's get together and do lunch.
Okay, sounds good.
Now, so that leads to, have you done the 2-seater, Michael?
Well, don't you remember? That was the big Bob and Tom show broadcast.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
Davey Hamilton was driving the car before his incident. We got out, did our first time by the yard of bricks. We started talking, and the engine blew up in turn number 2.
Oh, yes.
So I was I was a celebrity out here. Yeah, I was a celebrity out here for a while till they had that incident where the wing came off, and then that guy got out and was like, "Let's do that again." It was awesome. Yeah.
All right. Now, we usually ask you to pick a winner. I'll give you five picks. Who do you think?
5?
Yeah.
Why does he get 5?
Jeez, that's
Right, this way, you've got to get it. If we give you 5.
Well, I'll just. Are you saying that I don't normally get it? I think that's what you're leaning toward.
No.
I'll take one pick.
Okay.
I'll take willpower. Willpower.
Willpower.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He's bad fast, and his car in traffic has been amazing. I will pick willpower, and that's my only pick. I don't need another 4, Tom.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. And by the way, obscure trivia fact: Willpower's brother, Damien, is a stand-up comedian. And if you Google that, you can watch him do some stand-up. In fact, he even has a bit about his famous brother, Will Power.
Very cool.
He is the carrot top
here's another trivia.
Quebec, actually.
Well, Michael has more trivia. What is it?
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's another trivia question. The first time Will Power ever heard the song Lady Willpower was on the Bob and Tom show.
That's right. Have you ever heard Lady Willpower, Miss Hooker?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? Lady Willpower.
See, the answer you should have given was, yeah, I'm sick of it.
Yeah. It's great. It's my favorite song, Tom.
There's not like a song, Elio Castanet. Now, did you,
Willpower.
Michael, before the last thing I want to ask you is, how do you greet Mr. Castroneves when you see him? What do you say?
I say it the same way every time, to the point where he actually, if I don't do it, he gets upset with me. But I always say, Elio Castro Neves.
There we go. That's great. Well, have a great race, Michael. It's always a great pleasure. You do a tremendous job. You guys are really good at it.
Thank you.
And there's a reason we don't do it.
Thank you, Michael.
Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.
Bye, Michael. Bye, Michael.
He is terrific at that. So,
so good.
Okay, well, thanks for joining us. It looks like you've got a nice window. Maybe we'll get some music for you. How about that?
All right.
I want to say thanks again to Silac Insurance for being our special sponsor today. I'll also remind everybody that Christy Lee
Yes, sir.
recently made a purchase.
I did.
What'd you do?
I bought a beautiful Tag Heuer Formula One limited edition Indy 500 watch from Reese Nichols as a gift for
Nice
our
logo. Nice
1 year
logo.
anniversary / birthday for my husband Andy.
Nice logo on that. Check
Yes,
those Tag
beautiful.
Heuers out there. They're absolutely gorgeous. Thank you, Willie. Thank you, everybody in the crew, for doing such a fine job with all the videos, et cetera, et cetera. And I think we're pretty much ready here. We're going to have a bunch of music to kill some time because obviously it's going to be a while. Did you have one more thing you had to do, Christy?
Well, Doug Bowles has held a press conference out at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and it appears that they are watching this rain moving in. And this is from Doug Bowles. The rain front of the storm should hit between 12 and 12:30. They're waiting to see once it gets to Brazil. They're hoping it might split, might lighten up a bit. But if that does not happen, it looks like the rain will affect the start of the Indianapolis 500. The track should start to dry around 2:33 with the race festivities starting after. They will do all of the pre-race festivities, just pushed back to a later time. They're asking at that they will be making announcements in the grandstands if the storm gets into a position where it could affect the fans. They will ask you to exit the grandstands and seek shelter. They will be asking you to monitor your phones, listen for PA announcements, and they will keep you posted on exactly what's going on with the weather. So once again, to clarify, the rain should leave the area around 2:33. The drying will begin. It'll take about 75 to 80 minutes or whatever. Then all the pre-race festivities will start. So, and I think another official announcement's coming at 11:15. They're going to watch that storm as it hits in the Brazil area. So there you go.
Okay, thank you very much. Thanks also to Governor Holcomb, Mayor Hogsett, Mark James. It's so many great guests today. The American Dairy Association, and everybody who's participating in our program. Willie G, great job. And we will see you when we see you. Thank you very much. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Q90 500 traffic.
The heaviest speedway-related traffic right now includes westbound 30th Street jammed from Kessler Boulevard north to Moeller Road, eastbound